Marty Shell.
Today, from Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, it's the San Diego Chargers versus the Buffalo Bills. Brought to you by Ram Tough Dodge Trucks. At Dodge, we don't just talk tough, we prove it. By Miller Beer. Miller made the American way since 1855. And by Manville. 21,000 people with one goal, to be America's very best supplier.
It is a sweltering afternoon here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Temperatures in the mid-80s. On the playing field, it is 96 degrees. We're set to go as the curtain goes up. Game one of the 66th renewal of the National Football League Wars. I'm Phil Stone, along with Reggie Rucker. Scott Norwood will get the 85 season underway for Buffalo. It is Anthony Steele, the rookie, to the 15. He's to the 20, outside the 27, and down across the 30-yard line. So the Chargers with excellent field position to open the 85 campaign. Here comes the 1985 version of the San Diego offense, led by that man, the 13-year veteran out of Oregon, Dan Fouts. Fouts, Adams, Spencer, Severs, Joyner, Chandler. What a crowd. The offensive line, Lachey, White, Masick, McKnight, and the Chief, Sam Clapham. From the 30-yard line. Short drop. Little sideline out. James Brooks has it at the 41-yard line. Make that Lionel James a gain of 11 yards, a first down. For the Buffalo Bills defensively, this should be a much improved ball club in 85. Ben Williams, Fred Smerlas, and the Outland Trophy winner a year ago, Bruce Smith, out of Virginia Tech. The linebackers, Talley, Maidlow, Jim Haslett, Guy Frazier. And the defensive backs, Hill, Romes, Freeman, and Donald Wilson. That's the near side. It is Curtis Adams, and he is swarmed under at the 45-yard line. Now you talk about this crop of defensive backs, Reggie. It is a good group.
Certainly is, particularly the veteran Charles Romes, outstanding tackler and a good one-on-one defender.
If there is a problem with the Buffalo defensive secondary, it would have to be at left corner.
That's right, but they are rookie #1 draft choice. Derek Burrows will be out there at some point.
Three wide receivers for San Diego on 2nd and 7. Again, it comes to the near side. It is Curtis Adams, and he dives across the midfield stripe out of bounds at the Buffalo 49. Now we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Miami-Houston Oilers ball game. Phil Stone along with Reggie Rucker. We are just underway here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. What a ball game in Houston. I'll tell you what. Hugh Campbell, what a start for the Oilers, Reg.
Shocking final score. Houston Oilers beating the defending AFC champion Miami Dolphins.
Well, the roar that has just gone up here at Rich Stadium is in response to that score. 3rd down and inches for San Diego. The pitch to the wide side. Adams. He has the first down and a couple of yards more. Larry Cuban and Donald Wilson in his 2nd year out of North Carolina State combined on the stop. Well, when you talk about the San Diego Chargers, Reggie, you're talking about a ball club. Dan Fouts leads it, but he is without his big tight end.
But they have a plethora of talented pass catches, including the newcomer, Tremaine Johnson from the USFL.
First down, Fouts and company. Dan, quick release. That's Chandler at the 32-yard line, and he's down to the 25. Charles Romes and Jim Haslett from the inside linebacking spot on the right side combined, but not before Chandler moves 22 yards to the Bills' 25.
We talked about those talented pass catchers. None as talented as Chandler. A patented pattern by Chandler. You see the great hands and the leaping ability. An outstanding athlete. What makes that happen, though, Phil, is that offensive line. That is the key for the San Diego Chargers in 1985, to play from tackle to tackle.
1st and 10 at the Bills' 25-yard line. straight up the gut. That is Timmy Spencer, the man who came over after 3 seasons in the United States Football League. Spencer, a rookie in this league from Ohio State.
That's almost a misnomer, though, Phil. The NFL is classifying those players that played in the USFL as rookies instead of first-year players, even though he has a lot of experience. Don Coryell, a man on the spot this year.
And likewise, Kay Stevenson here with the Buffalo Bills.
That's Kay with the red and blue cap on.
Second down, a little more than 1 for San Diego. In motion is James. Fouts, looking for Chandler, looking now, looks off, goes the other side. That's Charlie Joyner at the 10. He turns it upfield and is down inside the Bills' 1-yard line. Donald Wilson, the free safety, the last man that could get to Joyner, and he did it for the Chargers. Picking up yardage in big chunks, Reggie.
And I've been waiting to say this about my friend and 17-year veteran. He's simply marvelous. What a great athlete and a guy that stays in shape year-round.
Well, I suppose it would be an understatement to say that number 18 has absolutely terrific work habits.
You better believe it. That's the only way you become the all-time leader in catches in the history of the National Football League.
The setbacks, Tim Spencer and Curtis Adams. There's a fumble at the line of scrimmage. I believe the Chargers have covered it. They'll lose a yard or two.
Tackle to tackle. Watch the penetration. The ball gets away from Dan Fouts. Maybe because he hasn't played a lot this preseason. That's one of the critical relationships between quarterback and center, the snap.
That's a good point, Reggie. Dan played less than 3 quarters all summer long. That's Spencer moving wide out to the left. The lone setback now is Adams. Long count. The pitch to the near side. That's the rookie. And the Chargers draw first blood here at Rich Stadium. Not even touched as he crossed the goal line.
You have to characterize the San Diego Chargers as being not only explosive, but they have quick strike ability. And you saw it on that masterful drive executed by Dan Fouts and run over the left guard, Ed White, the big fella, 17 years. Watch him on the right side, number 67, 17 years in the National Football League.
Ralph Banershka is on, and Banershka is hurting badly. A terrific groin pull. But he makes it look routine. So the clock stops here at Rich Stadium. The Chargers on their first possession of 1985, as they did a year ago in Minnesota, Reggie. First possession in 1984. They waltzed all the way down the field at the Metrodome to put points on the board.
Of course, being an offensive player, Phil, I love it, I love it. I just love to see these teams go up and down the field. I think that's what these fans come to see. I think that's what our viewers at home want to see. Once again, Curtis Adams. This is the reason why they traded Ernest Jackson to Philadelphia, Pro Bowler a year ago, and leading rusher in the AFC. Talented people like Jackson and Spencer.
For the Chargers, the play consumed 4 minutes and 1 second. 9 plays. They moved 70 yards downfield with the ease of a gazelle. A 1-yard run by the rookie out of Central Michigan, Curtis Adams.
Final score, Detroit 28, Atlanta 27.
Reggie, there's a man who Kay Stevenson and the Buffalo Bills Brain Trust is hinging the 1985 season on, Vince Ferragamo.
There's been a lot of concern about whether Vince Ferragamo still has the throwing arm to do it in the National Football League. We'll have to see.
That is Anthony Hutchison. He's across the 25. He breaks it across the 35 and is down there.
There's the Vince Ferragamo-led offense with the all-pro second-year player Greg Bell at running back.
Moore, Metzelars, Butler, Andre Reed, the wide receivers, the line, Cross, Richard, Grant, Vogler, and Joe Devlin. Vince Ferragamo, he only played a few games in 1984 with the Rams, went out with that broken little finger on his throwing hand. The give is right up the gut. That is Bell. He's across the 41 near the 42 before Woody Lowe throws him to the AstroTurf. A for the San Diego Chargers, it is a defensive unit that folks around Southern California are expecting big things from. Lee Williams, Chucky, and Keith Ferguson, now in his 5th year out of Ohio State. The linebacking core, it's a good one. Not a great group, but a good one. King Green, Billy Ray Smith, and Woodrow Lowe. And there is the area of greatest improvement, Reg.
They have the speed to cover one-on-one in the National Football League finally.
In motion, that is Eason Ramson, but the give is to Greg Bell. He eludes one tackler. Moves the ball across the 46-yard line. Billy Ray Smith reaches out and throws him down. A first down for the Buffalo Bills. Their first of 1985. Now we are just underway here in the first quarter, but we have some finals. There's the shocker. Houston, a Mike Rozier run with 25 seconds to play, beats the Dolphins. Cincinnati over Cincinnati, Seattle over Cincinnati by 4. Giants down the Eagles.
They haven't lost yet.
There's a great ball game. San Francisco, the world champs, in Minnesota. Bell tries to move across the right tackle, but he cannot get past Jeff Dale, rookie out of Louisiana State. Now another tie ball game in the fourth quarter. St. Louis and Cleveland now with just about 12 minutes left in that ball game. Take a look at this one.
Whoa.
The Chiefs, the dark horse in the AFC West. They're serving notice that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
That's right.
Pittsburgh, yeah, you had to expect that. All over the Colts.
Final, Pittsburgh 45.
A squeaker, Detroit by 1 over Atlanta. And there's a big one. The Bears defeating Green Bay 26-13. Here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, we are midway through the opening period. It's the Chargers 7, the Bills nothing. Ferragamo almost picked off. The pass intended for the new tight end, Pete Metzelaars. Billy Ray Smith on the coverage.
There are many in this industry that wonder, why did the Buffalo Bills trade leading receiver Byron Franklin to the Seattle Seahawks for Pete Metzelaars? Well, because Buffalo needed a tight end that could get down the middle with some speed to take the pressure off the outside people. We'll have to wait and see if Metzelaars gives the Bills that alternative.
And to be quite honest about it, there were some people who questioned Byron Franklin's heart. Whether he really had the heart to play in tough ball games.
You got it.
Third down and 9. 6 defensive backs for the Chargers out of the shotgun. Ferragamo with time. Now unloads, and it is underthrown at the 40-yard line. The pass intended for Greg Bell out of the backfield. Jeff Dale, the rookie out of Louisiana State, in the neighborhood.
Well, Tom Bass, the defensive coordinator for the San Diego Chargers, said that he hopes that Ferragamo does throw the ball to Bell out of the backfield, because if he's throwing the ball to Bell, he can't get the ball to the dangerous Andre Reed or Jerry Butler.
Final, James Kidd across the Buffalo.
John Kidd, in his second year out of Northwestern, will kick it away to this man, the little train, Lionel James. He had a preseason average range of 11 yards per punt return. Fourth down and 9. Long snap count. It's a good snap. Chargers almost had it blocked. And the ball takes a Buffalo Bills bounce and will be down at the 13-yard line. Anthony Dickerson on the down. The ball's out of bounds. The Chargers will have the football when we return.
Fuel-injected Dodge Lancers come with optional turbochargers, and you can't expect that kind of power to stay put.
It's the boys' night out, and they're cruising around. The boys' night out, and they're doing the town. They're ripping up, heading out, looking for fun.
Dodge Lancers. We just can't keep them in the showroom.
In the beginning, man's feet walked free. But the road to civilization was paved, so man developed shoes. Soon after that, man developed athlete's foot. Egad. Today, there's Mycotin. Mycotin cures athlete's foot. It's the only athlete's foot medicine you can buy with Myconazole, a patented ingredient recommended by specialists to cure athlete's foot. Mycotin in spray, powder, or cream. Mycotin, the end of the road for athlete's foot.
faces. They're all different, yet these all have something in common. They're the faces of Manville people. Manville people at work, 21,000 of them with one goal: to be America's very best supplier of quality products. Manville people aren't just dedicated to making better products. They're always striving to make those products even better. Yes, 21,000 people with one goal: to make Manville America's very best supplier.
Here at Wrigley Field.
All right, this is Bob Costas in New York. Pete Rose is 2 for 3 this afternoon against the Cubs for the Reds. He has pulled even with Ty Cobb, and right now he is at bat in the top of the 7th. The count on him is 2-1. If he gets a hit, we'll be back.
And to think, Reg, Pete Rose was not even going to play today.
Marvelous pursuit.
The Chargers with their second possession of the ball game. 8:09 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 San Diego. Quick pitch. It is Adams near side. Into the Buffalo secondary to the 20-yard line and stopped there by Donald Wilson and Steve Maidlow in his 3rd year from Michigan State.
Here's what, as you take a look at Don Coryell there, the play of Fouts already is complicating matters for Vince Ferragamo on the other side, because he is going to be in a sense of urgency, Phil, and that's the last thing you want Ferragamo to do with a young outfit, trying to play catch-up ball to Dan Fouts and the San Diego Chargers.
That's a good point, Reggie. You look back all of 1984, it was a similar situation for Joe Ferguson and company. Fouts, play action. Now throws, crossing pattern. There's the veteran Joyner at the 37-yard line and rolled down there. Fouts 4 for 4 on the afternoon.
Ernie Zampese told me that Charlie Joyner is the most well-conditioned athlete for the San Diego Chargers and probably in the National Football League. Dan Fouts feels that he is his bread and butter player.
Al Joyner, Reggie, 2 catches already for 34 yards. A first down at the 38-yard line. Little counter. That's James caught in the background, and hey, there's the rookie. The first pick in the 1985 NFL Draft, Bruce Smith.
That sound that you hear is not a boo, but it's the crowd yelling, Bruce, Bruce, Bruce. He specializes in making tackles beyond the line of scrimmage. Number 78, right in the left side of your screen, 280 pounds, tackling Lionel James, about 160 pounds. My.
Now there's a matchup we're going to be watching for you. That man right there, Bruce Smith, against another first rounder, Jim Lachey, the left tackle by the San Diego Chargers.
Darryl Talley from West Virginia, 3rd year, finally turning into the impact player the Bills thought he might be. From the left side, from the right side of your screen, there's Talley, 56, fighting through Lachey, the rookie. We told you at the outset, protection of Fouts is essential if the Chargers are going anywhere in 85.
Now, Talley really did a job dumping Fouts for a 10-yard loss. He not only beat Lachey, but he also fought off Tim Spencer. Fouts with time. That's Chandler, and he falls down trying to back up for the football. So the Bills defense, so porous during the preseason, has risen to the occasion here on the Chargers' second possession of the football game.
And if you're playing the San Diego Chargers, the best pass defense is the pass rush. And apparently the Buffalo Bills are going to improve a sad statistic of a year ago.
Ralph Mojenko, a rookie out of Michigan State, is on to punt it away for San Diego. He had a preseason average, Reggie, of 46 yards. Andre Reed, another rookie, the lone safety.
Keep your eyes on number 83, Reed. He is an exciting one.
At the 27-yard line. Boom, not much. Cut from behind at the 30. What a stop by Lucius Smith. Clock stops 5:25 to play. The Bills down by a touchdown.
style in your life. No one could ever deny. You're on your way, moving up. You were always the one who's eager to try. You're on your way to the top, and along the way, you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's meant below.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's meant below. Way you work and play, you've got it going your way. You love to share the way you feel. Michelob. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's meant below. Where you're going, it's meant below.
This weekend, I'm seeing Rum. I got the Camaro. I'm seeing the folks, so... And I got a Chevette. My sister's in town this weekend. With their kids.
You need a big car.
For just the right car, ask National for their low weekend rates, starting as low as $19.95 a day for an economy car like the Chevy Chevette.
For my class reunion. The Cadillac.
Weekends it pays to get national attention.
The world's athletes have gathered in Rome to challenge, to strive, to conquer. The world's athletes have gathered in Rome for the IAAF Grand Prix Championships. If it's special, it's on NBC Sports.
Well, some 70,000 strong on their feet. The wave is underway here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo as the Bills shut down the Chargers on their second offensive possession, and Vince Ferragamo is back on for Buffalo's second look at the football. 5 minutes, 25 seconds to play in the opening period. Play action, Ferragamo. That's the tight end, Metzelaars, and he is hit at the 38-yard line. Yeah, we told you about Pete Rose. He has tied Ty Cobb. Bob Costas, has he surpassed the legend?
He has not, Phil. Top of the seventh, 2-2 pitch from Larry Sorensen. He hits it hard, but right at shortstop, Sean Dunston. He throws him out. So Rose is 2 for 4. He probably has one more at-bat remaining this afternoon, and there's where it stands. A couple of Hall of Famers even.
All right, thanks very much, Bob. And I know the Cincinnati Reds anxious to get home. They open a series tomorrow night at Riverfront, and Rose would love to break that at home. Here's Greg Bell, tiptoeing his way across the 40-yard line. He has gotten the first down for the Buffalo Bills. Billy Ray Smith, third year out of Arkansas, on the stop.
With Jim Ringo back here as the offensive line coach, you will see a lot of I formation running. Ringo was responsible for O.J. Simpson and his statistics some years ago. Here's Bell, number 28 from the I formation, deep in that formation. They're trying to get him through the line of scrimmage so he can utilize that great speed that he has, that last year had him being the longest, having the longest run from scrimmage for a touchdown, 85 yards against Dallas.
First down, Buffalo. The two setbacks now. Booker Moore and Greg Bell. Ferragamo with time. Now unloads. Close pattern.
Outstanding catch by Jerry Butler. Number 80, Jerry Butler. This man once outran Harvey Glance, the world indoor record holder in the 60-yard dash. Top of the screen. Look at the giant strides by Jerry Butler. Missed a year and a half. They need this man if they're going to improve in 85. Watch the outstretched catch and the concentration. They just haven't had that since Butler's been out.
And he simply beat terrific coverage by Dan Walders. The Bills with a first down at the San Diego 16-yard line. The double tight end formation, Metzelaars and Ramson. Ferragamo comes right now, throws back across the grain. It is Ramson. And he is hammered out of bounds by the rookie out of Louisiana State, Jeff Dale. What a preseason number 37 had for San Diego.
Jeffrey Dale is a very good football player, a big hitter. 87, Easton Ramson, formerly with the world champion San Francisco 49ers. He's used to that type of play, too.
Speaking of the 49ers, Reggie, surprise, surprise. Look at the Vikings.
Say it isn't so.
Can you believe it? Cleveland ahead of St. Louis 24-17. Chicago has down the Buccaneers by 10. That's Bell. Hemmed in and swung down. That is Gil Byrd. 2 years ago, Reg, when Gil Byrd was a rookie with this ball club, he was the best defensive back in the Chargers secondary. There's a look at the New England score. Down in Green Bay, 26-20. Our score here, San Diego 7, Buffalo nothing. But to get back to Gil Byrd, there is now cause to believe that Gil Byrd might be the weakest of the defensive backs.
Well, speaking of the defensive backs now, they have gone to the nickel coverage here. They expect the Bills to throw the football.
Chris Burkett, number 85, is checked in for Buffalo. Ferragamo swung out to Bell.
Just a fabulous sense of where he is on the football field. If he combines the pass-catching talents along with his great running ability, this will truly be one of the sensational running backs in all of the National Football League. Watch how he knows where the first down is. You see that good footwork? I bet you he's a fine dancer.
Well, he was the third leading pass receiver on the Bills a year ago as a rookie.
Boy, the atmosphere is electric here, Phil. You sense the Buffalo fans are waiting for something big this year.
First down just inside the 5. That's Booker Moore. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage by the big tight end, the defensive end on the right side, Keith Ferguson.
For me, Phil, that's a wasted play. I can't see how you can just run the football in there when you San Diego Chargers have all of those big people submarining in there. It's not a very good play.
Well, add to what you just said, Reggie, the fact that Moore only carried the ball 34 times all last year. I'd have to agree with that assessment.
That's Mr. Tom Bass. Brilliant man. You know what he does? Big, tough guy like him, Phil. He writes poetry. Stuff like, I'll tell you one of his pieces, Fly Free, My Love. At the production meeting yesterday, I asked him if he would recite some of it. He said, I can't remember it right now.
Now the clock is stopped. It is second down and goal at the 4-yard line.
The official time is 3 minutes. We will announce the official time and keep it on the field. 3 minutes to go.
Again, we want to remind you, lightning struck the big scoreboard here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo last night. It knocked the scoreboard out completely. Dick Jorgensen, Neil Jarrett, Farris McKenzie, Clymer Hawk, and Johnny Greer, the officials. Ferragamo thus far, 4 out of 6 for 59 yards. It is second down and goal for Buffalo, just inside the San Diego 5. That's Bell. And again, he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. And it is Wayne Davis, the rookie out of Indiana State, who swarms Bell under at the 5.
We talked about the foot speed of the 85 Chargers secondary. They also are good tacklers. When you get defensive backs that can cover well and tackle well, you've got something worth raving about. Let's watch number 20, Wayne Davis. That's Byrd. Now watch Davis flashed on the left of your screen. Good tackle, good form.
Now the Chargers showing something here in the first quarter of the 85 season, Reggie, that San Diego fans haven't seen in a long time, and that is the ability to string out a play. That's Ramson. What defense by the Chargers. Pass intended for Jerry Butler, and Danny Walters diving right in front of Butler. 4th down and goal now from the 5, and here comes Scott Norwood.
Walters, in his 3rd year, is beginning to do something that you expect after being around the block a few times. That's good recognition. He recognized that Ferragamo was coming with the quick pass because he only took a couple steps to drop, and he got his hand in there and deflected the ball. Good play.
Scott Norwood with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first period, trying to put the Bills on the board. Norwood first year out of James Madison. John Kidd, the punter, will hold. 22 yards away, a flag is down. A flag on the playing field. So we'll hold on for just a moment. Illegal procedure against the Bills, and you can bet the Chargers will have him walk it off, and Norwood will have to try again. Norwood is the 5th kicker the Buffalo Bills, Reggie, have employed in the last 4 seasons.
Illegal formation, number 88, offense, not up on the line of scrimmage. Still 4th down.
Go back to the '84 season. Chuck Nelson, Joe Danello were employed here. In '83, it was Suitcase Freddie Steinfort. There he is. '82, Nick Mickemeyer. So Norwood becoming one of the cast of thousands that have plied their trade in the place kicking department.
It's like Macy's revolving door.
Official spot 27 yards away. High snap. Didn't make great contact, but in about 5 minutes nobody will remember because that kick is good. And the clock is stopped here with just a couple of minutes remaining in the first period. And the Chargers still holding on to that 7-3 advantage.
We're all born with the capacity to give, to share. But as we grow, we get busy. We forget. To help revive those childlike qualities, American Express is launching Project Hometown America. Each time you use the American Express card, you'll help your community unite to solve its problems. For the sake of your hometown and the child within us all. Don't leave home without it.
Little boys dream of marmalade moons, circus clowns with red balloons, of puppy dogs and a tail for a kite, and toy Dodge trucks that come alive at night. And now I'm a grown man and I dream of the road, of faraway places and the wheels to go. With my Dodge on the highway, I race with the wind, behind the wheel of a dream. And I'm a little boy again.
An American tradition continues. They were baseball's most exciting and colorful team. Known as the Gas House Gang, the Cardinals of St. Louis played their own brand of baseball and won. Now a new generation of Cardinals are racing towards the pennant as they meet the Cubs, or the Mets face the Expos. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
A minute 4 seconds to play. The Chargers up by 4. What a kick by Norwood. 9 yards deep, and Curtis Adams will wisely go down on one knee. Dan Fouts is coming back on, treated rather rudely by this Buffalo Bills defensive unit on the Chargers' last possession.
That isn't going to set well with Don Coryell, because if the Chargers are to move the football, Dan Fouts must stand upright. And in order to stand upright from tackle to tackle, they must give him sufficient time to throw the football. We're going to see how much time they're giving Fouts in this series.
Excellent point, Reggie. No longer Russ Washington, Doug Wilkerson, Billy Shields protecting number 14. Spencer, the lone setback. Fouts to Spencer. He's got it at the 18. Moves across the 26 and is swarmed under. 9 Buffalo Bills are all over the rookie out of Ohio State, led by Jim Haslett and Guy Frazier.
Dan Fouts, probably the greatest passing machine that has played this game. When he stands upright and he looks just like this, he has to watch him. Look right, now he looks left. You're not going to beat Dan Fouts in the San Diego Chargers if he has time to do that.
Reggie, what is so interesting about this Air Coryell framework is that there really are no primary receivers. There's no one man that Fouts is looking for on any given pass play. Chandler reverses himself. Now Fouts rolling right, rarely see that, unloads, intended for Eric Sievers and underthrown.
Sometimes you have a tendency to feel that that wasn't a good play. That was a very good play, executed well by everyone but Dan Fouts. Fouts tried to throw the ball moving back off of his back foot and wasn't able to get anything on it.
33 seconds to play in the first quarter here at Rich Stadium. Bill Stone along with Reggie Rucker. San Diego on his first possession went 70 yards. Made it look easy. Cruised into the end zone. It is 7-3. Fouts throws it up. Chandler trying to run underneath it and can't do it. Running step for step was Lawrence Johnson.
That was Tremaine Johnson, the young fellow from the USFL. And Dan Fouts, as we told you, just isn't getting the kind of time that he needs to complete that pass. That's Johnson, who couldn't run under that pass from Fouts.
Well, we talked at the outset, Reggie, as you look at Greg Bell, about Dan Fouts and how little he played during the preseason. He only threw one pass all summer long to Tremaine Johnson.
That's because they're working to reconstruct this offensive line, and they didn't want to expose him any further than they had to during the preseason.
There is Ralph Mojenko. At his own 30-yard line, Andre Reed, rookie out of Kutztown State, Pennsylvania. Good snap. High bunt. No fair catch at the 36. Reed does not get much. About 5 yards. So the clock stops. The Bills will have the football following the 38-yard punt from Mojenko.
Fuel-injected Dodge Lancers come with optional turbochargers, and you can't expect that kind of power to stay put.
It's the boys' night out, and they're cruising around. The boys' night out, and they're doing the round. They're heading up, heading out, looking for fun.
Dodge Lancers. We just can't keep them in the showroom.
It'll work on your dandruff. Yeah, but I'm afraid it won't leave my hair the way I like it. Hey, this is great stuff.
Today's Head & Shoulders.
It's all I use. Okay.
Tough dandruff protection that works only on your scalp, not your hair. Gentle conditioners go there.
Tough on dandruff, right? But great on hair.
Today's Head & Shoulders. Dandruff care that's good for your hair.
Last year, history's biggest run took place. The 5-mile Stroh's Run for Liberty. This year's run will be even bigger. It's in 127 cities, and it's sponsored by Stroh's, with support from the Plymouth Division of Chrysler. Your entry fee will help restore the statue. And even if you walk, you'll get a medal cast from materials used to build her a century ago. Enter at participating Chrysler Plymouth dealers or wherever you buy Stroh's. Then join us, for her sake.
The NFL plays here, New England. Champagne Tony Eason commands the Patriot attack as they march into venerable Soldier Field.
The NFL plays here, Chicago.
The end zone is Peyton's place for the league's all-time rushing king.
The Patriots battle the Bears. The action starts with NFL 85.
We are in the waning seconds of the first period of action here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Bill Stone along with Reggie Rucker. You want to talk about humidity? Take a look at that field. The water evaporating here in the center of the stadium. That is Greg Bell. Starts right, turns it back inside, and runs into 2 or 3 San Diego Charger linebackers, led by Lyndon King and Billy Ray Smith.
Greg Bell, number 28, only the second runner from Notre Dame ever to gain 1,000 yards in the National Football League. The other, can you guess?
The other, yeah, I can guess who
Rocky
it was.
Bleier.
Rocky Bleier. But I'll tell you one thing about Bell. He's the first rookie out of Notre Dame to gain 1,000 yards. That's it. The first quarter is history. And it is the San Diego Chargers out in front of the Bills from Buffalo, 7-3.
They say there's no easy way to move California oil to Texas refineries.
Too far. Costs too much.
But Goodyear said,
let's break new ground.
And arranged to build an oil pipeline.
Goodyear did?
Yep. Through Celeron, our oil and gas group.
The pipeline will run 1,700 miles and move the oil at lower cost than any other way. So much for what they say. Goodyear.
Quiet the studio.
I've always wanted to be a professional, and television was an exciting new opportunity. It's a busy schedule, but I love it.
In my high school and college days, my dream was to someday play in the National Football League. I'm Eric Severs of the San Diego Chargers. I know what it takes to be a professional in a league of true professionals. And this is my wife, Diana.
Hi. We're both busy people, but we find time to invest in our community. I'm an advisor on the Girl Scout cabinet here in San Diego, and Eric has volunteered right alongside me.
These kids are great young people, and I'm proud to help them prepare themselves for the important part they are playing in our future. Do I believe in Girl Scouts? You bet I do. I married one.
Through your support of the United Way, we're helping to make the programs of the Girl Scouts possible. And that's why we can say thanks to you. It works for all of us, the United Way.
This message furnished for the National Football League.
This is Bob Costas in New York. Both of last year's Super Bowl participants have been upset. First, Houston beat Miami. Now, even more remarkably, Minnesota over San Francisco. Rufus Best with a last-second interception to seal it. Welcome back, Bud Grant.
There's a whole lot of people, Bob, in Minneapolis that are welcoming Bud Grant back. Second down and 5 as the second quarter unfolds here at Rich Stadium. Ferragamo with time, plenty of time. Now unloads. It is Butler, and look out, pass interference on Danny Walters.
Interference, number 23, defense, first down.
We talked about Vince Ferragamo being the straw to stir the drink for the Buffalo Bills. Had he been able to throw this football, it would have been an easy touchdown for Jerry Butler. You see it on the bottom of the screen. There's contact made. Now, in order for that not to be pass interference this year, the defender should be looking back, but he just turns only at the last moment, and he hits the receiver, therefore pass interference.
First down, Buffalo at the San Diego 18-yard line. Bell Moore the setbacks. And Ferragamo is swarmed under. Nobody touched Woody Lowe coming from his right outside linebacker spot.
Sometimes pro football teams call this beat the defense, Bill. In other words, 10 men will have a specific assignment and 1 man won't. For instance, Woody Lowe that time blitzed, and it appeared that he blitzed on his own. Very successful in dropping Ferragamo. The leader, the inspirational leader of the San Diego Chargers, Woodrow Lowe.
The Buffalo Bills offensive line a year ago gave up 60 sacks. And it was not much better in the preseason of '85. That's Metzelaars, and he is knocked out by Wayne Davis. All spotted at the 17-yard line. Incidentally, word has just reached us that the clouds have opened up over Wrigley Field in Chicago. The game has been halted. Whether or not Pete Rose, who is 2 for 4 on the afternoon, is currently tied with Ty Cobb, will get another chance to bat, is still in question. 3-4 wide receivers now for Buffalo on 3rd down and 9. Quick release by Ferragamo. Looking for Chris Burkett, the rookie out of Jackson State, to turn around. And Burkett simply didn't turn.
The reason why Ferragamo didn't have a lot of time to throw that football is that the San Diego Chargers really went to a gambling, blitzing defense once the Bills got inside the 20. Watch the right side of the line right now. Number 50, Carlos Bradley, who comes in this particular situation. Now 22, Gilbert on the safety blitz gets upended, but he forced Ferragamo to throw the ball quickly.
Scott Norwood to try to bring the Bills to within 1. From 34 yards out, Norwood lets it sail. And that tells you all you need to know. The Bills with 2 field goals from that man right there now trail the Chargers 7-6.
Another Strohs and a Stroh light. So, with 30 seconds left, Monroe hits from the corner. But Goodrich comes right back with a 15-footer off the glass. Now, the Pearl gets the ball again with only 3 seconds left. 2, 1. You missed. So did the Pearl.
Strohs and Stroh Light. Fire brewed for great taste and good times.
The world is divided in half. Some can go to the net, some can't. There are good backhands and bad ones. And most important to Bic, some guys have normal skin while others have more sensitive skin. So Bic made the new Bic Orange. It shaves sensitive skin gently and closely. So for normal skin like mine, the original Bic White Shaver. And for sensitive skin, the new Bic Orange. Oh, by the way, some people love John McEnroe, and some people,
At $63.95, you could like the all-new 1986 Mazda B2000 SE5 for its price alone. Or for its radials, poker wheels, 40 stripes and mirrors, step bumper, and double wall bed, all standard. And of course, there's the $63.95 price, plus the surprisingly roomy, quiet interior with a 5-speed. And that $63.95 price means you can now experience a sporty truck, priced close to Toyota's and Nissan's base trucks. Mazda SE5.
Norwood will boot it away to San Diego. Early on here in the second quarter, again, we will tell you, it is impossible for us to tell you the time left here in the second quarter because all the clocks are out here. San Diego 7, Buffalo 6. Fouts having problem in the Chargers' last 3 possessions. Short kick. That is Adams at the 8-yard line. Across the 33, and his feet fly out from under him there.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda and the full line of sophisticated Mazda products. By Strohs and Stroh Light, the circle of sports beer. And by Castrol Motor Oil, engineered for smaller cars.
Bill Stone along with Reggie Rucker early in the second period of action. The Chargers with a touchdown on their first possession still lead at 7-6. Fouts the time. That's James out near the 40-yard line. A gain of about 6 yards.
Phil, as smart as Dan Fouts is, he's really proving it today. You know that the Buffalo Bills are putting such pressure on Fouts that he is going to the quick pass. Ben Williams, Fred Smerlas, and Bruce Smith may develop into one of the finest 3-man defensive lines in the National Football League. That's why Fouts is trying to get rid of the ball very quickly.
And McCarthy go to Southside Security.
Second down and 3. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Curtis Adams, the lone setback. He has the football as he tries to sweep the left side. Again, his feet come out from under him, and Jim Haslett covers him. St. Louis and Cleveland, they are in overtime now. Kansas City hammered New Orleans 47-20. Raiders leading the Jets 7-0 in the second quarter out in Los Angeles. Marcus Allen a 1-yard run. And Denver and the Rams are tied at 3. Third down and 6 from the 38-yard line. Fouts, that's Joyner. How rarely has that ever happened? Joyner, the ball just bouncing off his shoulder pad.
And the Buffalo Bills are more excited about the hit that Steve Freeman put on Charlie Joyner than anything else. They have really gone defensive conscious here. And I'll tell you, that young defensive line and that secondary is growing in confidence with each play. Watch the hit from Freeman on the right side of your screen. Jordan missed the ball. Now watch. Pow! A receiver, boy, remembers that for a long time.
Ralph Moshenko, his third punt of the afternoon. And oh, is it a beauty? At the 5-yard line. Andre Reed actually loses a yard on a terrific hit by John Hendy, the rookie out of Long Beach State. 57 yards for Moshenko.
It's supercharged. The new Energizer AA battery. It's America's newest bundle of energy.
Supercharged, like you, Mary Lou. This new Energizer AA is the longest-lasting Energizer ever. Supercharged to give you power no other battery in the world can beat. Tell him, Mary Lou.
Remember, you only get out of it what you put into it. So energize it.
Nothing beats the mighty new Energizer.
Now supercharged.
This fall, millions of people will change their antifreeze, but not their radiator hoses. It's an easy mistake to make, because hoses can look good outside even when they're wearing out inside. So put in Quality Gates hoses the next time you change antifreeze. Because if your hoses go, your car won't.
Catch the rays, feel the heat, freeze on out to the summer beach. Turn it loose with the silver bullet. All you have to do is pull it. Grab a hold of a cold Coors Light. The flavor's heavy, the weight is right. The silver bullet won't slow you down. Feel the beat. Keep it light, party right. Turn it loose with the silver bullet tonight.
Coors Light Beer. The NFL plays here, New England.
Champagne Tony Eason commands the Patriot attack as they march into venerable Soldier Field.
The NFL plays here, Chicago.
The end zone is Peyton's place for the league's all-time rushing king.
The Patriots battle the Bears. The action starts with NFL 85.
Well, the official stadium scoreboard with the goose eggs. Scoreboard is not working. We will effort to update you as to how much time is left here in the second period. At the present time, 12:23. Vince Ferragamo and the Bills from the 4-yard line. That is Greg Bell as he moves the ball across the 6-yard line. Incidentally, Vince Ferragamo, the first quarterback to start an opening game for the Buffalo Bills, Reggie, since way back in 1972. Joe Ferguson started for the last 13 years here. An update from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Jim Plunkett has just connected 42 yards downfield to Dokie Williams. It is the Raiders 14, the Jets nothing. Second down and 7 from the Buffalo 7. Again, it is Bell. Moving through the left side, and he's running behind Jim Richer and Justin Cross.
The Buffalo Bills are causing some confusion to the San Diego linebackers by moving the tight end across the backfield. Watch Ramson in motion now. He makes a critical block right there at the point of attack, and here comes Mr. Bell right through the hole created by Eason Ramson. Good block, good running. That's the way to take it at a defense when you're deep in your own territory.
Timeout for the Buffalo Bills as Ferragamo trots to the near side to talk things over with Kay Stevenson. And while we have an opportunity, we'll take a timeout here in Buffalo.
It's summertime, saving time, summertime, saving time.
It's summertime saving time at your Mazda dealers, and we're dealing on everything. On the economical GLC hatchback, on 626, a classic family car, RX-7, the enthusiast's dream. And during our factory-supported truck clearance sale, you can save hundreds on an 86 Mazda B2000. See your Mazda dealer during summertime saving time.
Mazda summertime saving time.
There's never been a better time to save.
學過嘅喎，佢哋全部咧都係 United States。
Chicago, Los Angeles, Boston, Massachusetts.
United Airlines can take you to the Far East from more U.S. cities than any other airline.
New York, New York.
United Airlines to Tokyo and to Hong Kong. Fly a friend to the Far East.
You're not just flying.
美麗
Colilla, Ohio.
You're flying the friendly skies. All you gotta do is smell the coffee, splash on Old Spice. Now you're moving, isn't it nice? Standing tall now, you're doing it right. Pour out a handful, splash on some spice.
Nobody sends more guys out there than America's favorite, unmistakably masculine Old Spice.
Now you're moving, don't think twice. Splash on the feeling, splash on some spice.
America's Day at the Races, the Breeders' Cup, this fall on NBC.
On 3rd down and 1, Greg Bell is stopped in the backfield. And the Bills will have to punt it away. Gil Byrd, third-year strong safety out of San Jose State. And Danny Walters.
Phil, I believe that Greg Bell made the wrong decision here. All right, now watch him coming right to you. Number 28. Just should have stayed inside that hole there, but that was a tremendous play also by Gil Byrd, number 22.
John Kidd will stand in his own end zone and kick it away. Lionel James is back at the 48-yard line. Good snap. No pressure at all, and it is not a good punt. James will try the left side. Not much as he dives across the midfield stripe to the Buffalo 47-yard line before Derek Burrows brings him down. So while we have a break in the action, let's go to Bob Costas for this update. Bob?
Okay, Phil, first the Cardinals tied the Browns with 2 seconds left in regulation. Lomax to Tilley, and then in OT, Neil O'Donoghue from 35. Jim Hanifin's Cardinals pull it out 27-24 in overtime. Let's go back to Phil Stone.
Reggie, are you surprised the Browns were able to score so often against St. Louis?
My heart's broken because they lost.
Draw play. Curtis Adams, look at the acceleration. And down he goes. Adams having big problems, Reggie, staying on his feet when he reaches the wet part of the playing surface.
Phil, unless I didn't see it, I don't recall it raining to begin with, and somebody had to wet down this field. Watch the draw play. The draw play is designed to counteract a fierce pass rush. Shows you the respect Fouts has for the Buffalo defense. Now this play maybe should break all the way, but Adams slipped on the wet surface on the outside.
A 13-yard gain for the rookie out of Central Michigan. There's Adams again. This time through the left side, and he is stopped at the 30-yard line. Actually, Reggie, you talked about not remembering it raining. It actually rained in the middle of the night here. Had a pretty good lightning storm.
What were you doing up so late?
Studying.
I was asleep. That's why I didn't see the rain.
Studying my charts, partner.
Okay.
2nd down and 7 now from the Buffalo 30-yard line. Now we've talked about that big offensive line for the Buffalo Bills. They've done a remarkable job protecting Vince Ferragamo thus far. The line for the San Diego Chargers, a big, big question mark here on 85. Severs. And he outruns Steve Freeman to the goal line. The Chargers are out in front of Buffalo 13-6.
Underrated underpublicized, and you can imagine why with Kellen Winslow playing for this football team. But there aren't too many as good as number 85, Eric Seaver. The Chargers Man of the Year for his community and active involvement, outruns the secondary for a touchdown. Now, when he scores a touchdown, he gives $50 to charity for every catch. That goes for a touchdown, and he also gives $25 to charity for every catch. So he just donated $75 to charity there.
A 30-yard touchdown reception for Eric Seaver. Bonerska. He's perfect. The clock stopped. Bounce with the quick pass to the tight end over the middle. A play that made Kellen Winslow perhaps the most dominating player in the league today.
It hugs the road with bulldog tenacity. It's warranted for 30,000 miles, yet it costs under $30. This impressive automotive accomplishment isn't in the car, it's on the car. The Sears Guardsman Radio. 2 steel belts and a 30,000-mile warranty for less than $30.
There's more for your life
Confidence installed.
at Sears. There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Introducing a new truck experience, the all-new 1986 Mazda B2000 LX. At $69.95, it's a unique combination of luxury and sportiness. Standard features include radials, chrome wheels, and chrome rear step bumper, plus bucket seats, a 5-speed tachometer, and an AM/FM stereo. What a luxury to get all this sportiness for just $69.95. $1,100 less than Toyotas and Nissan sport trucks. Mazda LX.
For the boys of summer, autumn is near. The end of a season for most. An end to the dream for some. But for those few who remain, they will know the passion, the electricity of the League Championship Series on NBC.
Ralph Mojenko lets it go. That is Van Williams a couple of yards deep, and he is being encouraged by Anthony Hutchison just to set down.
Phil, we should mention to our viewers that Rolf Bonerska is in extreme pain. He has a growing pull. And I can tell you from experience, when you have a growing pull, it feels that that side of your leg is missing. Look at the limp. Ah.
Now there's a man, Reggie, who over the past few years has had to endure an awful lot of pain, both on and off the playing field.
Not only is Bonerska injured, so is Mojenko. Same problem.
Ferragamo 5 of 9 on the day. Make it 6 of 10. That's Bell.
Oh, nice move.
And what a move he put on Mike Green before he ran head-on into Danny Walters.
He's as cool as a cat burglar. Bell, nice little dipsy-doodle move there, avoiding the tackle.
Ferragamo a year ago in only 3 games with the Rams completed 44% of his passes, had a couple of touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Well, you go back to his big years, Reg, 1980, 30 touchdowns. A couple of years ago, he had 22 TD strikes. Out of the I formation, the up back is Booker Moore. The give is to Bell. He's into the Chargers secondary, out to the 38-yard line. A first down for Buffalo. What a block by Jim Richard. First down.
Well, my friends, Joe Cribbs will still be missing here because this man is as talented as they come. Watch the block by Richard, number 51, clearing the path for 28, Greg Bell, who explodes through the hole. 12-yard run. He'll keep making that run, Phil, until finally he'll break one for the distance.
Now, wait a minute, partner. You told me Joe Cribbs will not be back in Buffalo. They are negotiating. You don't think they'll take him, huh?
No, they've got a great one already.
Batted up in the air. Almost intercepted. Mike Green and Greg Bell were interlocked. They had their arms locked, or Green may have have run under that batted football.
Now, the fans are booing. They want pass interference, but you don't get interference if the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. Center of the screen. Now watch. See, the ball is tipped by one of the Chargers defenders. Now pass interference is off. The ball is free.
Give the ball to Welty.
Second down and 10, Buffalo. Out of the pros set formation, the wide receivers, Butler and Andre Reed. There's a little draw. Again, it is Bell. Juke stepping his way across the 42 out near the 43, Lee Williams. The left defensive end, number 99 on the tackle. Reggie, you talked about some rules in the NFL. Pass interference has been modified a bit. Different rule changes fans along the NFL will see this year. As long as both players are actually playing the football, incidental contact will not be construed as pass interference here in 1985.
We saw that already earlier.
Yep. 3 wideouts now for Buffalo. Burkett, Reed, and Butler. There's a quick hitter, and it is Bell, and it is sniffed out by the Chargers short of the first down.
I really don't understand that call. I really can't understand that call because you're behind the Chargers, who are a very explosive football team. You don't have the quick strike ability, as we watched the coach, Kay Stevenson. You don't have the quick strike ability that the Chargers have. Stevenson has the red and white and blue cap on, and yet he didn't put the ball in the air. Lack of confidence in Ferragamo, or what is it?
4th down and 1. The Bills tried a fake punt last week in their final preseason game against the Bears, and it did not work. I would be surprised if they tried it in this situation, and they do not. Kidd angling for the sidelines. James will let it bounce out of bounds, and look out, Jeffrey Dale almost, in an attempt to block, ran into the football. A 41-yard punt, no return. The Chargers will have the ball at their own 13-yard line. This telecast is presented by authority of the NFL. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Buffalo Bills and the National Football League is prohibited. Now the scores as we have them, and upsets abounding, and this is the first week of the NFL season. Take a look. Houston upending the Dolphins 26-23. And that's just the beginning. Adams. Not much. To the 15 and stopped. Other scores around the league. Games already completed. Take a look at this. Cincinnati gave Seattle all Kurt Warner and company wanted before finally bowing by 4. Giants shutting out the Eagles. Big score there. Minnesota, there's the shock of the day, upending the world champs by a touchdown. Second down and 5. Quick hitter. Ball batted up in the air. It is intercepted and dropped. Oh, Donald Wilson, the free safety. Reggie had it and could not hold on.
Now here's what happened. The ground cannot cause a fumble. It's true. But that's prior to the fact that you must have possession. And they're booing. Watch. Did he have possession? They can't say because he never held the ball long enough for the officials to determine that.
If Wilson would have come down on a wrist or an elbow, it would have been an interception. I think the ball hit first.
Exactly.
The ball cannot hit the surface before a part of the body. Bounce near side. That's James. Can he dive ahead and get enough? It will be very, very close. I think James is short of the first down. Charles Romes and Donald Wilson combined to push the train out of bounds.
You know, Phil, I think Dan Fouts is a bit, has become a bit gun-shy because of the awesome pressure he experienced in the first quarter. We're not seeing the Dan Fouts that we're accustomed to seeing. He is not throwing the ball vertically. He is not getting the ball down the field because the Buffalo Bills with Smith and Smerlis are putting tremendous pressure on him. Therefore, you see a lot of the short passes. They're about a foot short of the first down. And believe you me, Coryell won't gamble here.
Now Ralph Majenko is coming on, and wisely so. The Chargers holding on to a 14-6 lead midway through the second period of action. Now you talked about the San Diego problem moving the ball downfield. It really begins, Reggie, with that offensive line. You've got players playing different positions than they were a year ago. Sam Clapham moves from left tackle to right tackle to make room for the rookie Jim Lachey. Ed White is back at left guard from the right side of that Charger offensive line a year ago. Don Wilson, the lone safety for Buffalo, back at his own 37-yard line. Majenko standing inside the Chargers 10. Low snap. Oh, this guy can really boom him, Reg. He backs Wilson up at the 31-yard line, and it is down there. A fair catch by Wilson. A 46-yard punt by that man, rookie out of Spartan country. Now next Sunday, join NBC Sports for more exciting NFL action as we continue our coverage of the road to Super Bowl 20. Most of you will see the New England Patriots take on Walter Payton and the Bears at Soldier Field, other regional games, and there are some good ones. Cincinnati versus St. Louis, Seattle and San Diego. It all happens. The action gets underway with host Bob Costas on NFL 85. Your teams play here, so kick off with NBC Sports. Our situation, we are midway through the second period, and there's the score. The Chargers 14, Buffalo 6. 5 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the first half. Bell, double reverse, coming near side. It is Reed. And he is out of bounds. Stepped down at the 43-yard line.
Well, that's changing the pace of things for the Buffalo Bills, who aren't going to be very happy about what's coming up now.
Holding, number 63, offense, still first down.
Justin Cross, the fourth-year player from Western State in Colorado. First year starting at the left tackle position. Big fella, about 6 feet 6 inches tall. Got caught using his mittens.
I'll tell you what, Justin Cross beat out an outstanding tackle in Ken Jones.
It's hard for an offensive lineman to redeem himself too, Phil. You know, a receiver can go out and make a big catch, or a quarterback can make a big throw, but linemen, boy, it's tough on them.
First down and 15, Buffalo. Ferragamo comes near side, waits for the screen to set up. Bell, right past Mike Reed. And Bell is out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Simply a world-class move. Watch it. The blocking, and Ferragamo lures everyone towards him. Now Bell, now watch this move right here. Ooh, good fake. Fakes 58. Mike Green right out of his shoes. Good stiff arm there on Walters. What a running back.
A pickup of 18 yards, and the Buffalo Bills first down at their own 45-yard line. Mark Trainowitz is now in at left offensive guard.
You still want Joe Cribbs?
Oh, Bell is a supreme athlete. Ferragamo to Metzeler. Oh, does he take a shot? Jeffrey Dale.
We've talked about Jeffrey Dale and Wayne Davis and all of those new members of the San Diego Chargers secondary. Dale is 6'4", 215 pounds. Watch him lay low, the 6'8", 250-pound Pete Metzelars. Watch the hit, 37, the middle of your screen. You're not going to catch him when that big fella is around.
The thing you like to see from a rookie, Reggie, is not only did he stick Metzelars with the right shoulder, he had his hand outstretched to knock the ball away with his left hand.
And he looked at him, too. Said, yeah, it was me.
Second down and 10. Here come the Bills out of the eye. Play action. Ferragamo looking long, unloads it long. Butler.
He's got it. The play isn't over. but close doesn't count in this league. Watch the concentration once again. An over-the-shoulder catch, 48 yards on the reception. 2 catches, 89 yards for Jerry Butler. I'll say he is back.
That man right there, his first 2 catches in a year and a half for 89 yards. Bell. Oh, as he stood up. He is stood up in a hurry by Gary Nelson out of Cornhusker country.
I'll tell you something else about the Buffalo Bills. They no longer look like the sad outfit that I saw last year, which finished 2-14. They have an invigorated sense of pride about themselves now. They are more physical in the way you see them taking on people at the line of scrimmage. And apparently, Vince Ferragamo has added something here this year that they haven't had in a long time, and that's leadership at quarterback.
A couple of rookies, Chris Burkett and Andre Reed, the wide receivers, along with Jerry Butler. Ferragamo blows it up, intended for the rookie out of Kutztown State, Andre Reed, and it is knocked away by another rookie, Wayne Davis.
If I were Vince Ferragamo and I get down here in what we call scoring territory, there's no way that if I've got 4 downs, Greg Bell isn't going to handle that ball twice, and Jerry Butler isn't going to get it the other 2 times. I'm going to go to the people that got me here. He needs to look for Jerry Butler or Greg Bell.
Ferragamo's numbers impressive here in the first half of play. Flags everywhere. Well, you alluded to it, Reggie. I will expound upon it.
False start, number 63, offense, still 3rd down.
Justin Cross. You talked about the sorry outfit you saw here a year ago in the Buffalo Bills. How about in the preseason? They were the only team in the league not to win a ball game, and they were blown out just a week ago in their final preseason game against the Chicago Bears.
I always looked at preseason as being an opportunity for me to get my body ready to play the regular season. Coaches look at it as an opportunity to evaluate personnel. With a team that went 2-14, there's no way that Kay Stevenson could afford to go through the preseason and play just the people that he had coming back from last year. He had to look at new personnel. Well, there was some question about the spotting of the football, and apparently they have it correct now. Let's see if he doesn't look for Butler.
3rd down and goal just inside the San Diego 12-yard line. There's the situation. 3:11 to play in the first half. The Chargers by 8.
The mismatch is set up. The veteran Butler on the rookie Davis.
The shotgun. Here come the Chargers. Pass intended for Mitchell Brookins, but he had slipped in the center of the field. And you don't like that play selection,
I
Rich?
really don't. It infuriates me when this happens. You have to get the ball to your winners. The winners on that football field right now are Jerry Butler and Greg Bell. They are cut above all the rest. If you get into that scoring territory and you don't give those people a chance to win for you, then you won't win.
4th down, and it is Norwood on for his 3rd field goal attempt of the day. Successful in his first 2 attempts. From the hold of the punter, John Kidd. Norwood has been like a machine here in the first half. 3 beauties.
Well, we've talked about the Bills and not being able to score. Let's talk about how good the San Diego Chargers defense has played in those 3 situations. They have not allowed the Bills to score a touchdown, and that's good defense.
Well, the surprise for Buffalo fans, Reggie, this area yesterday and this morning, and they really didn't give their club much of a chance against the San Diego Chargers outfit. And I'll tell you what, there's nobody on the far sideline, namely the San Diego Chargers, who think they've been in a cakewalk yet. In 1985, 5 on defense. just ecstatic about all the new blood. Norwood from the 35. The ball is in the air. It is Adams at the 6. The first year out of Brigham Young. Lawrence Johnson of Buffalo will be credited with the tackle. I'd give it to Ovard.
5 of the 14 picks were in the defensive area. But you know what about Curtis Adams? The one indispensable quality you have to have as a kick return man, courage. And he apparently has it.
Chandler in motion. Fouts looks near side. Now unloads near side. Oh. Pass intended for James, and he is shot down by Steve Maidlow.
Dan Fouts, with his conservative play right now, is allowing the Buffalo Bills to generate enough momentum to begin to take over this football game. And if they allow this huge crowd to get behind them, the San Diego Chargers are going to be in for a rough afternoon.
Reggie, without the deep threat capability, what does the defense allow itself to do?
Well, the defense can pressure you into doing what it wants you to do, which is throw the short pass.
Foul, short drop, out pattern. That's Trumaine Johnson. His first catch in the National Football League is for a first down at the 42-yard line. Steve Freeman on the tackle. Incidentally, for those of you interested on the West Coast, the Raiders are laying it on the New York Jets. Allen with a couple of touchdown runs. Plunkett to Dookie Williams. For the other, it's 21-0. With 5:08 to play in the second quarter. And the Rams leading Denver 10-9 in the second quarter. Don't forget, stay tuned. NFL 85 is coming up. Curtis Adams. One rookie meets another. Bruce Smith, the first pick in the draft.
Bruce Smith, 6'4", 285 pounds, runs about a 4.65. That's incredible. Look at him on the right side of your screen. Number 56, Darryl Talley, jamming things up in there. They just destroyed Lachey. Bruce Smith is getting the best of this #1 draft choice confrontation.
Now, Jim Lachey, the rookie out of Ohio State, a holdout, didn't report until just a couple of weeks ago. Contract dispute with the San Diego Chargers front office, and there is no question but that it is hurting his performance here today, Reggie.
I would agree with you. It's difficult to spend that much time out of camp and still come in and pick up an intricate offense as the San Diego Chargers.
Now the clock is stopped. The San Diego Chargers leading the Buffalo Bills 14-9.
Now with Castrol, the motor oil engineered for smaller cars, you'll save more than wear and tear on your engine. You'll save on Prestone antifreeze, Simonized wax, STP gas treatment, Purelator filters, and more. In every 12-pack of Castrol are rebates worth $45. So Castrol makes things easy on your budget while it makes things easy on your engine. The Castrol money-back 12-pack.
2 minutes remaining here in the first half at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. The Chargers leading the Bills 14-9. Stay tuned at halftime. Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad, and Pete Axtell will be on hand to update you on all of today's activities as the curtain has gone up. And the 66th edition of the National Football League. And Reggie, the combatants in Super Bowl 19 both beaten today.
That's true, but I'd still play either one of those hands.
How about that? 202 regular season touchdown passes. Nobody better in the game today.
Yeah, but they don't pay you for what you did yesterday. Right now, he has a problem with the Buffalo Bills defense.
And he has a problem with an offensive line that is not giving him a great deal of time to unload. There's the draw. Adams in the backfield. He'll be stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Don Smith, a backup nose tackle in his 7th year out of Miami, Florida.
Mike Buller, the coordinator of the Buffalo Bills defense, has gone out and selected certain players from around the league that he knows that would fit into his scheme of defense. Don Smith, who formerly played for the Atlanta Falcons, is a player like that. And Smith is a fine pass rusher, brings experience to this defensive line. That's Hank Bullock, assistant head coach.
You're high on that guy.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
3rd down and 12 now from the 40. Fouts with time. That is Severs. He has got the football at the midfield stripe, but it will be shy of the 1st down. Rodney Bellinger, 2nd year out of Miami, Florida, on the tackle.
I'm going to theorize something here, that Dan Fouts' groin injury is bothering his delivery. He has plenty of time here to throw this football. Now he needs to get the ball downfield sufficient to get the 1st down. Instead, he selects a receiver that's below the 1st down yardage, 5.8 seconds protection time. He should have gotten that ball downfield for a 1st down.
Ralph Mojenko will let it fly. End over end. Don Wilson inside the 10. Breaks a couple of tackles, but cannot get past Eric Severs. A 42-yard punt, a 21-yard return. San Diego, a touchdown on their first possession in the 1st period. On the board again in the 2nd quarter. Buffalo responding with 3 field goals off the toe of Scott Norwood, and that is where we stand. 27 seconds remaining in the 1st half.
This is fast becoming a hornet's nest for the San Diego Chargers because the Bills are inspired by everything that's happening on the football field now.
Reggie, what does this do to an offense not being able to look up and see the time on a clock?
Well, you're in a quandary because you don't know what to do.
On the shotgun on 1st and 10. Ferragamo, short pass. That's Booker Moore. He's to the 38-yard line. Does not get out of bounds.
Well, one of the things that will happen, Ferragamo will tell Dick Jorgensen to keep me informed exactly to the second. Every time a play is over, tell me how much time is left. Or Ferragamo will say to Jorgensen, listen, I'm going to run this play and I want a timeout immediately afterwards.
Reggie, we are inside the 2-minute mark in the 1st half, and I think it is a good time to advise our viewers all across our network that a new rule in the National Football League, inside the 2-minute warning of either half, the defense no longer has to touch the opposing quarterback when he goes down on one knee. If you see Ferragamo go down on a knee or Fouts in this ball game inside the 2-minute mark, the officials will immediately blow it dead. No longer is the defense man to come in here and tag him.
Or if the quarterback scrambles out of the pocket, if he initiates a feet first slide, they will call it down. Now that's a feet first slide. Now if he continues, of course, to run, he's fair game to be hit.
Ferragamo, 9 of 17 for 148 yards. Yeah, there's no question, Reggie, that the Bills have some wide receivers here in 1985. And that man's going to have to worry about that core of wide receivers in the 2nd half. Flag is down way back at the 30-yard line, and it will be holding. The initial call is holding against Buffalo.
And I would be somewhat irate if I were Greg Bell, because it's simply a tremendous athletic play by a terrific running back. Fine hands out of the backfield.
Holding number 63, offense.
Second time Justin Cross has been whistled for illegal use of the hands.
Bottom of your screen, number 63, Justin Cross, for the 3rd time has been called for holding. Not a very good situation here because there's a big play. Watch on the right side behind Ferragamo, number 5, how he pulls him down. Keith Ferguson putting on the pressure. All the way back now to the 29-yard line. That's a loss of some 50 yards, Phil.
Now, Ferragamo certainly has the core of receivers here, Reg. Andre Reed, the rookie out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Chris Burkett, another rookie out of Jackson State. He's got Jerry Butler, the 6-year man out of Clemson. Gone are all of the wideouts from a year ago. Byron Franklin, he caught 69 balls from Joe Ferguson a year ago. He's gone. Preston Denard's history. The tight end Tony Hunter's history. Bell running into his own, people. It's away.
Watch out.
Now the Chargers penetrating, which is what they want to do and what they have been unable to do for several years. That is it. The gun is sounded. The first 2 quarters of this football game are history, Reggie. And the San Diego Chargers, I agree with you. They are having problems coping with these Buffalo Bills.
Well, let's start with Buffalo. The Bills wanted to possess the ball, keep it away from Fountain Company. I think they're doing that. They wanted to find out if Ferragamo could throw the football. He has exhibited us a fine passing arm, and they have given Fountain Company all they want. It's a run for their money.
While for the San Diego Chargers, it has simply been a case of Dan Fouts and company. They got on the board on the first possession of the ball game. They scored again in the second quarter, and by and large, they've really held on. They have not pressured the Buffalo defense much at all. So we have reached halftime here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. NFL 85 halftime activities will continue in a moment. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Robert Blake's a priest who won't join the herd.
Stay tough, no matter what.
He's fighting the odds to protect his people.
But I got faith.
In Helltown, premiering Wednesday.
How much did the phone company spend on you last year? I'll bet you spent plenty on them. Sprint spent $1 billion to give you clean, clear connections. That's about $500 a customer. And they spend time on you, too. You can talk to someone at Sprint 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. $500 a customer. Now, anyone who spends on you like that is worth getting to know. Call Sprint. Find out about it.
If you're getting bored by the same old thing on TV...
Hey, it's time to spin your dial.
If you're getting duped by talk shows...
Well, you're certainly entitled to your opinion, but this is my show.
And you've seen that sitcom rerun one too many times...
Hey, Meatball, get out of here.
Then tune into TV's big money game show, Break the Bank, with popular host Gene Rayburn. So tune out the old and bring in the new with Break the Bank.
Premiering September 16th at 3:30 on 39 Alive.
From 39 Alive, here's a look at the Padres scoreboard. This is News Center 39's NFL edition.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dave Gonzalez. It is Chargers 14. The Bills have 9. We'll be going back to the second half of that ball game. First, here's what's making news today. With absolutely no remorse, Theodore Streleski walked out of a Vacaville prison today, a free man. Streleski is the former Stanford University graduate student convicted of beating his professor to death with a hammer 7 years ago. He recently said he feels no remorse for that killing and he might kill again. The 49-year-old man said he won't return to the Stanford campus again, and if he does, he'll let university police know about his visit first. Midwest Express Airlines is back to normal operations this afternoon. That's after one of its DC-9 jets crashed on Friday, killing all 31 people on board. The cause of the crash is still unknown. Debris found along the jet's flight path might suggest the engine started to break up, but one airline pilot thinks there's a little more to it than that.
I anticipate that the man lost the engine on the right side. Possibly he could have lost some hydraulics. I'm not sure. Of course, it's all speculation. The aircraft will fly fine on one engine, even with the loss of half the power. But in my opinion, something else had to occur.
The so-called black box from the airliner has been sent to Washington. Investigators hope that will give them some clues as to what happened. President Reagan is expected to announce tomorrow limited economic sanctions against South Africa. According to administration officials, President Reagan will issue an executive order banning the sale of gold Krugerrands. In addition, the president will call for a ban on bank loans to South Africa unless they can be shown to promote equality for blacks there. President Reagan has all but promised to veto a full economic sanctions bill. He's hoping these limited sanctions will head off passage of the full bill. Michael Drummond is in stable but critical condition this afternoon with a new heart beating in his chest. Yesterday, it took Tucson doctors 5 hours to transplant the new human heart into Drummond. He's reportedly alert and has spoken with his family. An artificial heart was used to keep Drummond alive for 9 days until a human donor heart was found. And we'll be back with a final word right after this.
It's summertime saving time, summertime saving time.
It's summertime saving time at your Mazda dealers, and we're dealing on everything. Even our 1986 Mazda trucks, like the B2000. Right now, during our factory-supported clearance sale, you can beat its $59.95 price by hundreds. And you can save hundreds on the sporty SE5. So come by now and save.
Mazda summertime saving time.
Get a lot of value at your San Diego County Mazda dealers today.
Players, this next section of Headline Chasers is concerned with faces and voices. Peter's sister. Who do you think it is?
Jane Fonda.
Is it Jane Fonda on the Paris Match magazine? Yes, it is.
Do you know the famous faces, voices, and events that make front page headlines?
Yes, for $1,000.
Because if you know news, you can play along with Wink Martindale on TV's Ultimate Big Money Challenge.
Sounds like fun to me.
Headline Chasers.
Be there for the premiere of Headline Chasers Monday at 7.
Well, this may not make the Guinness Book of World Records, but in Ohio County, Indiana, there's an acre of land completely infested with beetles. And as Jeff Hirsch reports tonight, the owner wouldn't have it any other way.
Does this sound vaguely familiar? Want to hear it again? Still not certain? Well, it's the sound of the Volkswagen Beetle, the car which puttered into our hearts 2 decades ago. America fell out of love with the love bug in the late 70s, but Earl Shuck did not. Earl Shuck has 57 Volkswagen Beetles in his backyard.
They do real good on snow and stuff, and the maintenance on them is very little to do.
Maintaining one Volkswagen may be very little, but maintaining 57 is a bit more. Earl Shuck collects old Volkswagens, fixes them up, and sells them.
Well, I pick out one with a good body and everything, or the best condition I can find, and start rebuilding it, restoring it.
A restored Earl Shuck Beetle goes for about $3,000, but it's more of a hobby for Shuck than a moneymaker. He only completely restores about 2 cars a year. And this is what started it all for Earl Shuck, a 1971 Volkswagen that he bought in 1974 to get to and from work. He still uses it to get to and from work. It's got 130,000 miles on it. Earl Shuck has 3 daughters. One is too young to drive, but the others, of course, drive, you guessed it, Volkswagens.
Well, that's about the only choice we did have growing up.
Most of Earl Shuck's Beetles are 1974 vintage or earlier. Volkswagen stopped making the bugs in 1979, except in Mexico, where they're still manufactured. Earl Shuck figures it'll take him the rest of his life to fix up all these cars, and that's okay. It'll give him something to do in his retirement years. After all, friends do call his place the old Volks home. Jeff Hirsch for NBC News.
And that's what's making news for now. Don't forget Al Keck Sports Wrap coming up after football. We'll see you with more news at 5 o'clock.
Buffalo, and a crowd upwards of some 70,000 enjoying an outstanding football game thus far. Our halftime score, the San Diego Chargers 14, the Bills 9. And Reggie, if there's one thing that has surprised you thus far in the first 30 minutes of play, what would that be?
Phil, I would have to say that it appears that Dan Fouts is suffering from that groin injury that has plagued him over the last couple of weeks, because quarterbacks, as you know, throw just as much with their legs as they do with their arms, and he does not have the ability, it appears now, to get the ball downfield like we're accustomed to seeing Dan Fouts do.
As you look ahead to the second 30 minutes of play, you would have to believe the Chargers are going to have to find some way to get the ball downfield.
The Buffalo Bills defense has become a problem for the Chargers. Their offense must score some more points.
All right, we'll be back with more NFL 85 halftime activities right after these messages from your local station.
Tonight, Mad Max is back. In a savage world gone mad, one man stands alone. Mel Gibson is the Road Warrior, an NBC movie tonight.
What kind of a meal can you buy for $1.99?
You can't buy anything.
Well, at Jack in the Box, $1.99 buys you a meal like the famous Jumbo Jack.
Oh, really?
And regular fries.
I call that a buy.
And a Coke.
For $1.99, that really is a buy.
And on September 29th...
September 29th?
This offer goes bye-bye.
You're kidding.
Get a Jumbo Jack, fries, and a Coke for just $1.99 at Jack in the Box.
39 Alive, KCST TV, San Diego.
This is Bob Costas back at our NFL 85 studios in New York. Let's get you updated once more, starting with baseball. Pete Rose is 2 for 4 for the Reds at Wrigley Field. He is even up with Ty Cobb. He's due to be the 4th man to bat in the top of the 9th. The Cubs are leading in the game 5-4, but they're in the middle of a lengthy rain delay in the bottom of the 8th. Now, in games affecting the pennant races, Atlanta beat the Cards for the 2nd time in a row, 7-3. So the Mets can move to within half a game of the Cards in the National League East if they beat the Dodgers, and they're leading 1-0 at L.A. in the 5th inning on a homer by the red-hot Gary Carter, his 26th of the year. Minnesota was outslugged by Toronto 10-9, 2 homers for the Blue Jays' Lloyd Mosby. So Toronto can maintain their game-and-a-half lead over the Yankees in the American League East. It appears the Yanks will beat Oakland. They lead 9-4 in the 7th. Necro in line to win number 299 lifetime. California trails Kansas City by a game-and-a-half in the American League West. The Angels are in the 10th at Baltimore, tied at 4 apiece. Kansas City, meanwhile, is outslugging Milwaukee after 7 at KC. 11-10. Brett has a homer in the game for the Royals. Now turning to football. Both of last year's Super Bowl participants have been defeated to open the season. Houston spotted the Dolphins a 13-0 lead, then roared back to win at the Astrodome 26-23. Here's the game winner. Second touchdown of the 4th quarter for Mike Rozier with about a half-minute left. Dan Marino first was hurt, then returned and was ineffective. Don Strock threw their only touchdown pass of the game to Mark Duper. 26-23. Houston wins it. Now elsewhere, Seattle scored late in the ballgame and beat Cincinnati 28-24. Kurt Warner looked sharp in his return. The Giants had 8 quarterback sacks and blanked Philadelphia 21-0. Another shocker. Minnesota 3-13 a year ago beat San Francisco 18-1 and the defending Super Bowl champions 28-21. Bud Grant with a happy return. 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter for the Vikes to pull it out. There's the game winner by Ted Brown. 28-21 Minnesota with the upset. In overtime, St. Louis beat Cleveland 27-24. Kansas City walloped New Orleans 47-27, and it really wasn't that close. Pittsburgh over Indianapolis 45-3. 5 touchdown passes for Mark Malone, 3 of them to Lewis Lips. Detroit gave Darryl Rogers a win in his first game as their head coach, 28-27 over Atlanta. Chicago trailed at the half, came back to win 38-28 at home against Tampa Bay. Both Peyton and Wilder went over 100 yards rushing in the game. New England withstood a late rally by Green Bay and beat the Packers 26-20. Halftime at the Coliseum, the Raiders lead the Jets 21-0, 2 touchdowns for Marcus Allen. Denver is in front of the Rams at halftime 16-10, and in the game you're watching, San Diego with a 14-9 lead over Buffalo. Also at halftime at the U.S. Open, Yvonne Lendl has won the first set in the championship match against John McEnroe. We'll keep you posted on that as we send you back to Phil Stone at the ballpark.
When we began here at Rich Stadium today, it was a hazy sunshine temperature in the mid-80s. The temperature has dipped. Rain clouds have moved in as the teams trot onto the playing surface to begin the second half of play. It is 14-9. The San Diego Chargers, on the strength of a couple of touchdowns, one in the first period, one in the second quarter, have made them hold up. 3 Scott Norwood field goals, and that is where we stand. The statistical edge, now, Reggie, it's very hard to find one. You look all the way down the statistics, and by and large, it has been a very even ball game, as evidenced by our score.
Well, I think the Buffalo Bills are probably surprising themselves at the way that they're playing, and Dan Fouts has to be impressed by the way this young defensive line is playing and the coverage abilities. But going back to what we said at halftime, Phil, it has to be the injury to Dan Fouts, which is really gearing down the explosive attack of the San Diego Chargers.
You know, you look back to 1984, Reggie, when Wes Chandler went down with a series of injuries. They really never had the vertical game. By that, I mean they could not stretch out the opposing defense. By and large, we're seeing it early on in 1985. Same sort of offensive sets.
Well, they have a bountiful array of receivers and people to get the ball up the field. But, of course, it all begins and ends with Dan Fouts. And if the Bills feel that they can contain Fouts, and they're able to score again in this football game, they could possibly pull another upset here on opening day in 1985.
Now the Chargers with the best opening day record in the American Football Conference, 16-9. How about this man, second year out of Notre Dame, an outstanding first half, Reg.
Yes, I'm particularly impressed by this young man because he does everything you ask for a professional back to do. He runs fast, he breaks tackles, he catches the ball, he's the focal point of the offense, and when he's going, the Buffalo Bills have a chance to win any football game.
Vince Ferragamo, a man that the Los Angeles Rams says, thank you very much. We can do without you, Mr. Ferragamo. Come over here to Buffalo, really struggled through the majority of training camp, but has put together some impressive numbers here in the first half against a fairly decent defensive alignment.
Well, let's not build a statue for him yet. He still has a half to go, and there's a lot left to be done in this football game, and believe me, he's still on the short end of a long stick. Dan Fouts, 10 of 16, 137 yards. Those aren't the Dan Fouts numbers that we're accustomed to, but once again, I believe Dan Fouts is playing very courageously while he's playing on a bad leg.
Reggie, we've talked about the departure of Ernest Jackson, the AFC's most prolific runner a year ago. The Chargers felt they could do without. They moved him on to Philadelphia for a middle round, couple of draft choices. Now the other man that the Chargers decided to move last week, a speedster, a man who was the breakaway threat, Bobby Duckworth. You mentioned to me last night that you were very surprised San Diego decided to part with such a speed merchant in Bobby Duckworth.
He was the one sprinter that the Chargers had, a bomb catcher. They felt it was best to get Gary Kowalski in return for Duckworth.
Mojenko lets it go. It'll be Van Williams on that.
To Phil Stone at the ballpark.
Well, when we began here at Rich Stadium today, it was a hazy sunshine temperature in the mid-80s. The temperature has dipped. Rain clouds have moved in as the teams trot onto the playing surface to begin the second half of play. It is 14-9. The San Diego Chargers, on the strength of a couple of touchdowns, one in the first period, one in the second quarter, have made them hold up. 3 Scott Norwood field goals, and that is where we stand. The statistical edge, well, Reggie, it's very hard to find one. You look all the way down the statistics, and by and large, it has been a very even ball game, as evidenced by our score.
Well, I think the Buffalo Bills are probably surprising themselves at the way that they're playing, and Dan Fouts has to be impressed by the way this young defensive line is playing and the coverage abilities. But going back to what we said at halftime, Phil, it has to be the injury to Dan Fouts, which is really gearing down the explosive attack of the San Diego Chargers.
You know, you look back to 1984, Reggie, when Wes Chandler went down with a series of injuries. They really never had the vertical game. By that, I mean they could not stretch out the opposing defense. By and large, we're seeing it early on in 1985. Same sort of offensive sets.
Well, they have a bountiful array of receivers and people to get the ball up the field. But, of course, it all begins and ends with Dan Fouts. And if the Bills feel that they can contain Fouts and they're able to score again in this football game, they could possibly pull another upset here on opening day in 1985.
Now the Chargers with the best opening day record in the American Football Conference, 16-9. How about this man, second year out of Notre Dame, an outstanding first half, Reg.
Yes, I'm particularly impressed by this young man because he does everything you ask for a professional back to do. He runs fast, he breaks tackles, he catches the ball, he's the focal point of the offense, and when he's going, the Buffalo Bills have a chance to win any football game.
Vince Ferragamo, a man that the Los Angeles Rams says, thank you very much. We can do without you, Mr. Ferragamo. Come over here to Buffalo, really struggled through the majority of training camp, but has put together some impressive numbers here in the first half against a fairly decent defensive alignment.
Well, let's not build a statue for him yet. He still has a half to go, and there's a lot left to be done in this football game, and believe me, he's still on the short end of a long stick. Dan Fouts, 10 of 16, 137 yards. Those aren't the Dan Fouts numbers that we're accustomed to, but once again, I believe Dan Fouts is playing very courageously while he's playing on a bad leg.
Reggie, we've talked about the departure of Ernest Jackson, the AFC's most prolific runner a year ago. The Chargers felt they could do without. They moved him on to Philadelphia for a middle round, couple of draft choices. Now the other man that the Chargers decided to move last week, a speedster, a man who was the breakaway threat, Bobby Duckworth. You mentioned to me last night that you were very surprised San Diego decided to part with such a speed merchant in Bobby Duckworth.
He was the one sprinter that the Chargers had, a bomb catcher. They felt it was best to get Gary Kowalski in return for Duckworth.
Mojenko lets it go. It'll be Van Williams, and the second half of Rich Stadium is underway. Flags are moving in from everywhere. Flag may be called on the Buffalo Bills. Hold on just a moment. And it is against Buffalo. Hal Garner.
Illegal block, number 99, receiving team, first down.
You know, Reggie, this is an area where the Bills had just devastating problems during the preseason. Mistakes and penalties.
They'll self-destruct the football team every time. Kay Stevenson is really anxious to get this first drive underway because he's starting in the worst position you can start on the field, and you're on end of the field where any kind of turnover will ultimately result in a score for San Diego.
Wideouts Andre Reed and Jerry Butler. The lone setback is Bell. That's Bell, and he too goes down slipping. Billy Ray covers him.
You know, the wise thing to do, after I've seen my runners and my receivers fall down on the outside of this football field, is to stay away from it. I would run the football right at the defense and get positive yardage rather than put that great athlete out there on the outside where not the Chargers are stopping him, but the field is stopping him.
Second down and 12 now from inside the 11-yard line. Here's as if Ferragamo's calling an audible. Short drop, out pattern. It is complete to Andre Reed, and he is hammered by Wayne Davis. Ferragamo with... play card.
Those are plays on his wrist to help familiarize him with this offense, down in distances, position on the field. He has taped to his wrist the scheme of plays that he wants to call in those specific situations.
As secretive as this game of pro football has become, I'm surprised one of the Charger defensive players hasn't come out there with a mini camera taking a picture of the wrist.
That's pretty good, Madison Avenue.
Third down and 4 out of the shotgun. Ferragamo.
Great
all
move.
The time in the world. That's Greg Bell. He has a first down outside the 33-yard line near the 34. A gain of 15 yards before Lucius Smith downs him.
Greg Bell is showcasing his extraordinary talents on this football field today. Ferragamo giving Bell an opportunity to do his one-on-one magic. I don't believe there's a linebacker on this field that can cover him, and if they're going to stop him from catching passes, they better put 2 people on Bell.
There's a 26th player overall taken in the 1984 draft. First down, Buffalo at their own 33. Out of the eye. Again, here comes Bell. Follows Tim Vogler and Joe Devlin through the right side. Reg, remember that game he had a year ago against the Dallas Cowboys? Man, I'll tell you what, he ran for 206 yards on 27 carries. You got to go all the way back to 1963 to find a guy that ran for more against the Cowboy defensive unit. You were right. Number 32, Jimmy Brown.
I remember the day. Remember that great run he had from 3 yards out to score for a touchdown? Jim Brown, greatest 3-yard run ever. Broke 7 tackles.
Ferragamo. There's Bell. Here comes the Charger defensive secondary. And they don't allow Bell much. Reggie, I have seen something today thus far in this ballgame that I haven't seen in several years from a San Diego defensive unit. They are moving to the football with great speed.
Yes. The speed now that the San Diego Chargers gives them great flexibility and covering a lot of different people with a lot of formations. Tom Bass right there with the ball headed gentleman. Should be figuring out now, how do we stop 28, Greg Bell?
Yeah, now Bass has to be concerned with how they're going to stop 4 Buffalo wide receivers. Butler, Brookins, Burkett, and Andre Reed. There's Bell, little inside trap. Not much there at all. 45-yard line before Lee Williams knocks him down. And a couple of other games still in progress in this, the first week of NFL action, are the Raiders knocking the tar out of the New York Jets 28-0 at the Coliseum. Well, that verbal war between Gastineau and Howie Long. I bet you they've had it out on the field a couple of times today. Rams leading behind Denver 16-10.
The Eric Dickerson-less Rams, that is.
First and 10 from the 45. Ferragamo, quick out. Again, it is Jerry Butler. And Woody Lowe chases him out of bounds. But not before he crosses the midfield stripe. It's a first down, a gain of 11 for Butler. 100 yards now on 3 catches. What a re-premiere for Jerry Butler, huh?
Yeah.
There's a man who left the National Football League in the fall of '83 with what at the time was thought to be perhaps a career-ending knee injury.
He has quick strike ability.
First down, 44-yard line. That's Eason Ramson. Oh, is he hammered? Is he level? Gilbert. I tell you one thing, Ramson will have a lightning bolt on his chest in the morning.
It's a play that develops very slowly because defensive recognition is the key here. Bird recognizes this play all the way, and as we told you at the outset, the San Diego Chargers defensive backs are extremely ferocious hitters. Gilbert, number 22, third-year defender.
And he lines up right next to a rookie by the name of Jeff Dale, who is also a good stick man. He loves to hit people.
Ferragamo changing the play now, Phil. Took too much time.
Second down and 16. The Bills will walk backwards another 5 yards.
Delay of game. Offense. Still second down.
Again, Reggie, mistakes and penalties, as they did a week ago against Buffalo, and as they did a year ago, all of 1984. Beginning to really dictate the course of this ball game.
You don't mind that, Phil, if it's a physical error. But these are errors now that are beginning to self-destruct on the offense of the Buffalo Bills, and they can't afford that. They can't afford mental breakdowns, particularly by the quarterback. He must get those plays off quicker.
That's Bell right behind Ferragamo. Play action. Right over the middle. Tipped up in the air and intercepted by Woody Lowe.
This is what happens when you get the mental mistakes and you self-destruct. You get into long yardage situations, and then you have to throw a pass that you really didn't want to make. Now, 28's been getting most of the attention all afternoon. You don't have to be a rocket scientist if you're Mike Green and Billy Ray Smith to figure this out, and they're waiting on him. Now watch Woodrow Lowe. Right there, Johnny on the spot, the tip drill, turnover San Diego's ball.
What a ballet. Tipped by Billy Ray, picked off by Woody Lowe. A first down at the 42. Fouts scrambling, still scrambling. All the time in the world, now he unloads. And Joyner cannot hold on. Oh, does he take a hit from Charlie Romes? Reggie, these DBs on both the Bills and the Chargers are earning a paycheck today. They're popping.
We used to call those hospital balls because anytime a quarterback would stand around that long, you knew that a defender was humming right at you. And you just have to brace yourself. Jordan's been doing that for 17 years. One of the best that ever played the game. He's going to drop one now and then.
Charlie has had trouble holding on to 2 this afternoon. It is second down and 10 from the 42. Chargers leading the Bills 14-9. 8:49 remaining, third period. That's Chandler. Big catch on a comeback pattern at the 40-yard line. Jim Haslett on the stop.
Big play for Dan Fouts, going to the big play receiver, Wes Chandler. As I suspected, though, there has to be something wrong with Dan Fouts' velocity. Watch the protection time. He must get about 2.5 in order to make this play. Now, Fouts releases the ball wobbles, 3.1 on the release. He should complete that pass.
First down at at the Buffalo 39-yard line.
Good feet.
Adams. Not much.
Look at Fouts down on the field right now. He's doing a drill that if you've ever had a groin pull, you continue to stretch it. I saw him doing that just now. Most people won't know what that was, but his groin is bothering him. And if I were the Buffalo Bills, I would begin to blitz him, and I would begin to get him out of that pocket to make him less effective.
Chargers with 3 wide receivers. They send Chandler in motion, and Fouts. Here come the Bills. And Fouts throws it away, intended for Chandler. There'll be no intentional grounding. Steve Maylow, what pressure on number 14.
When you get a quarterback who apparently has a mobility problem, the way you defend him is you bring all of these people, you stunt inside with your linemen and your backers, and you blitz, and you cause him to be indecisive about where he wants to throw the football, and then you reduce a Dan Fouts to an ordinary quarterback. If that's possible, Phil.
Well, I'll tell you, Dan Fouts has missed 9 games over the last 2 seasons, Reggie. And of those 9 games, San Diego has won but 2. If San Diego is to be effective in 85, they have to have that man on his feet. Here they come again. Fouts is going for it all.
There's a flag down, Phil. I think it's going to be against the San Diego Chargers. Of course, they'll decline. Donald Wilson from North Carolina State and Washington, D.C., my old territory, intercepts the ball. Dan Fouts had a lot of trouble holding or throwing that football as you saw it wobble the entire distance.
Now Fouts and the Chargers are hurting offensively. The clock stops with 7:16 to play in the 3rd period.
You can feel it in the wind. It's going to be a perfect day. And here's Ford Tempo, the forward-thinking car with front-wheel drive, precise handling, and the shape that handles the wind as well as it handles your family. In fact, Ford Tempo is so well thought out, it even makes getting to the picnic a picnic.
Get 7.7 Plus at your Ford dealer now.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Floppy in, floppy out.
Anybody here?
Hello?
Why copy on a floppy?
Why not?
Because the new NCR PC6 offers a streaming tape that holds as much as 27 floppy disks. You can't lose work. You droppy your copy. And it's IBM compatible. Surprise?
No, NCR's very thoughtful.
Another not surprised.
An unfloppy copy. I'm so happy.
Hoppy. Hoppy.
Hoppy.
Hoppy.
A better computer. It's exactly what you'd expect from NCR.
This is a double coverage on the primary receiver, top of your screen. That's Wes Chandler. One defender takes him inside. Now there's a deeper defender who is making Fouts lure into the trap. Fouts throws a wobbly pass. Wilson makes the interception, which he should do in that coverage.
Interceptions even now at 1 apiece. Woody Lowe for the Chargers. That man for the Buffalo Bills. Ferragamo asking the crowd to quiet down just a bit. Big crowd on hand here. Upwards of 70,000 at Rich Stadium. That's Bell. He's across the 20, across the 21, near the 22, and down there.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford, who invites you to drive the new Ford Escort. Have you driven a Ford lately? By exceptionally smooth Michelob. Where you're going, it's Michelob. And by NCR, who bring you a better personal computer.
6:39 to play, third period. Chargers 14, the Bills 9. That is Bell trying to run east and west, and there's nothing there. And as Reggie Rucker said a moment ago, what in the world are the Bills doing running east and west, Reg?
If I could go down there right now, I'd say, listen, don't you realize that there's water over there? Every time you run around that end, your runner has slipped. Stop running the ball over there. Throw that play out, please. It won't work.
Somehow I don't think Kay Stevens has the same headsets on we do. Van Williams, number 23, third year out of Carson Newman, is now into the ball game. Along with Greg Bell out of the shotgun now. In motion goes Andre Reed. Ferragamo near side. That is Mitchell Brookins. And the ball is away. An incomplete forward pass. And it'll be fourth down, and here comes John Kidd, the Buffalo punter.
Really no excuse for a professional receiver to drop a ball like that. Ferragamo made a nice throw. There was a blitz, so that there was one-on-one coverage in the secondary. Brookins, the fastest man on the team, had he caught that ball, had an opportunity to take it about 80 yards.
Well, we've talked about the San Diego Charger defensive backfield, Reggie, but how effective can they continue to be when the front three of the Chargers defensively not really pressuring Ferragamo much?
I don't think the Bills are playing very smart offense. They're not taking advantage of what's being offered by the Chargers.
Kidd. Big spiral. James at the 26-yard line. Sticks his head down and rolls out across the 40. Sean McNanny out of San Diego State on the tackle. So the clock stops with 5:33 to play in the third period. Here comes Dan Fouts and company.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear hamburger.
Order a hamburger at some places, chances are it's been sitting around getting old. Wendy's believes no hamburger should grow old. At Wendy's, your hamburger is always served immediately, fresh, hot off the grill. The other guys can't promise that.
How old are you now? How old?
Choose fresh. Choose Wendy's.
Observe the perfect crime. Costly energy escaping on all sides. What's this? Pink Owens Corning insulation. Yes, it's saving money in the attic, saving money in the walls, in the crawl space and basement. The perfect crime. Solved by myself. And pink fiberglass insulation.
Owens Corning. Our building products put your house in the pink.
Tonight on Ocean Quest, Sean Weatherly goes after the humpback whale. She'll risk everything to make contact with this legendary creature. Tonight.
The Chargers with the football at their own 40-yard line. Dan Fouts has not had much time to unload the football. And Reggie, the few times he has not thrown effectively.
No, and the Buffalo Bills linebackers have had a great deal to do with that.
There's Scott Maidlow. He is calling the linebacking signals. Right up the middle. That is Timmy Spencer. Jim Haslett puts a stop to it near the 44-yard line.
You mentioned Maidlow, Phil. Maidlow just arrived in camp 3 or 4 days ago. He is starting today because of the problems with the Bills linebackers being on injured reserve. Marvin Sanford, starters, they're out. Okay, Harris from Cincinnati, he's out. James Seawright is out. But Maidlow has played for Hank Buller in this system in Cincinnati for years, so he knows more about it than the guys who are here does.
Second down and 6. Fouts. That is Pete Holohan, his first reception of 85. And he's got a first down at the 43-yard line. Guy Frazier on the tackle. A gain of 12 yards for San Diego.
Holohan, one of those pure hands receivers, probably the most gifted pass catcher on the San Diego Chargers offense. Just in hands I'm talking about. And the guy that made the tackle, Guy Frazier, just arrived here also from Cincinnati. Number 52, lining up right next to Maidlow. Two fellas just arrived from Cincinnati, and they're starting today.
First and 10 Chargers. Bounce. Oh, what a catch by Joyner. A fingernail catch for the Wily veteran out of Grambling. Oh, what a snag.
Sorry about my exclamation, Phil, but I get turned on when I see a wide receiver make that kind of catch.
How would you have liked to play in the Dan Fouts backfield?
Oh, my, I tell you, I've loved it. It's like dying and going to heaven. Fouts. This time he puts something on the football. Joyner uncovers in it. Now look at that. Stretched out, giving of himself, makes the catch.
There goes Charlie in motion. Stutter steps and continues to go. And right up the gut goes Curtis Adams, and Jim Haslett knocks him down. Oh, we have seen a whale of a ball game here today.
What is it that they tell us about Dan Fouts, aside from all of the things that we know about Fouts? His tremendous athletic gift and passing ability, a fierce competitor, very smart. And he is directing this offense today without the tools that we know. He's like a Dwight Gooden getting by on a day when he doesn't have his good fastball.
Here come the Bills. Fouts unloads it. The ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage, intended for Timmy Spencer. Ben Williams and Steve Maidlow providing the pressure on Fouts. 2:55 to play, third period. We are still underway. A couple of other games are still in progress, but many, many finals around the NFL. Big surprise in Houston. Seattle by 4 over Cincinnati. How about that one in New York? Minnesota knocks off the world champion 49ers. St. Louis in OT beats the Browns. Third down and 7. Fouts. There's Joyner again. Oh, what a block. What a block Wes Chandler laid on Charles Romes.
And number 18 isn't on this football field out of sentiment. He'll be 38 years old in October. Makes a masterful adjustment on the pattern right now as he goes back outside on the best defender that the Bills have. Now watch the block by Chandler. Good block. Clears away one man. Very smartly, Joyner gets out of bounds.
A first down at the Buffalo 12-yard line.
Jim Haslett, a seventh-year linebacker and part of this defense for the Buffalo Bills. Once again, that lack of work during the preseason by Fouts causes the fumble, and the Bills have the ball. We're back in business, Phil.
We're here at the 18th hole of this light beer open, and we've seen some real unusual shots today.
You said it.
Hey, Bob, I think you got a birdie.
Elsie, how am I supposed to hit it through this tree?
No problem, Bert.
How's Yuka going to get on this one?
That calls for another light beer from Miller.
Make it 2, 3, 4. It's a good thing light's less filling.
Back to you, Mickey.
John, the last player's approaching the tee.
And when it goes to 100, you sell. I won't be long, girls. Hold my calls, will you? It hit the weather vane. It's in the drain. Here it comes out. It's going on the green. It's going in the hole.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
This open ought to be closed.
Shake it on down. Shake it on down now. Shake it
big Ford pickups. We really shake them up above and beyond how you normally drive your truck. That's another reason why we can say they're built Ford tough.
Shake, 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 shake it on down.
Get 7.7 Plus at your Ford dealer now.
The NFL plays here, New England.
Champagne Tony Eason commands the Patriot attack as they march into venerable Soldier Field.
The NFL plays here, Chicago.
The end zone is Peyton's place for the league's all-time rushing king.
The Patriots battle the Bears. The action starts with NFL 85.
Ferragamo. Flare pass. That's Bell. Tries to put a stutter step on Woody Lowe, but after 10 years in this football league, number 51 wasn't about to give way. Reggie, I talked about Dan Fouts, the fact that he only saw 3/4 of action in the preseason, but when you look at the Chargers' scheme of things, that was not the exception. That is something number 14 has done for the last 6 years. Just doesn't play much in the summertime.
That's true, Phil, and I think as you get older, too, and Fouts has been in the league 13 years, things aren't as easy for you as they were when you were a younger player.
6 from the 17. That's Burkett, the rookie out of Jackson State. He moves the ball up across the 25. It's a first down for Buffalo. Smith and Green knock him down. Buffalo Bills, there is the defensive unit meeting with their defensive coordinator, Hank Bullock. That's a fired-up defensive team right there, Reg.
Well, they feel at this point, I'm sure, that they have a chance to win this game.
Ferragamo. It is complete. Boy, Greg Bell, his 7th catch of the afternoon. Mike Green on the tackle. 7 catches for the second-year running back for 61 yards. Ferragamo, 17 of 27, 199 yards and an interception. That's Bell again. Pursuit by the Chargers. Woodrow Lowe. An interception already today. And a couple of devastating tackles. Now with 31 seconds to play, let's go to Bob Costas in this update. Bob?
Phil, if the Rams had Eric Dickerson, they'd call on him on this 4th and 1 play. Instead, it's Charles White. He slips a little bit. He's stopped. The Denver defense playing without linebacker Tom Jackson and cornerback Louis Wright, nonetheless doing a good job, leading 16-10.
Thanks, Bob. Reggie, you think Charles White can be effective in that Rams backfield?
Well, Charles is a good, hard inside runner, and that's about the extent of it. He won't give him the long-range breakaway potential.
Ferragamo going for it.
What a catch! Jerry Butler again. Oh, my!
What a story, Jerry Butler today. A scintillating play by number 80, Jerry Butler. Watch it here. Once again, going against Danny Walters. Walters has had Butler one-on-one all day. A very neatly thrown ball by Ferragamo. Look at this extension and the fingertip catch.
At the end of the 3rd quarter, the score, the Chargers 14, the Bills 9. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
I'm Father Hardstep with a little fatherly advice. Wednesday night, Helltown is the place to be. Just look.
It's the place where anything can happen.
The joint's going crazy.
But Robert Blake's got a grip on it all.
God ain't your problem. I am.
He'll go up against anyone to protect his people.
Please, God, take care of him.
In the series premiere of Helltown, Wednesday.
So you gotta go, huh? Well, they told me it wouldn't last. I'm okay, just as long as you're happy.
Participating San Diego County Chevy dealers have been letting the 85s go at embarrassingly low prices. And now you can get selected models with 7.7% GMAC financing. So see your Chevy dealer today. Because our loss is your gain.
Go on. Get out of here.
Every Chevy's gotta know. Now you know.
Once again, Denny's Grand Slam breakfast is at the remarkably low price of $1.99. And just look at all you get. 2 large, fresh eggs, 2 juicy sausage legs, 2 strips of sizzling bacon, and 2 pancakes with hot syrup and butter. Denny's Grand Slam breakfast, only $1.99 through the end of October. And only at Denny's, where you'll like our prices and you'll love our food.
Open a checking or savings account at First Interstate Bank.
Enjoy them, sir.
You'll get a reward of up to $4,000 in discount coupons. 2-for-1 tickets on PSA.
Have a nice flight.
Discounts on Panasonic stereos, Sony TVs,
Warm and sunny.
even
Our
exotic
mountains freezing
cruises,
so- Welcome aboard.
and lots more.
Oh, sir, excuse me.
So come to First Interstate.
Aloha.
We're setting the pace.
The Padres take on the Reds Tuesday at 4:30 on 39.
We begin the final quarter of play here at Rich Stadium. It is 1st and 10 to the 25. Ferragamo right over the middle. Fumbles the ball, and the Chargers have recovered.
What a hit, Phil. What a hit by Jeffrey Dale. Tom Bass has talked about number 37, Jeffrey Dale, as if he's the second coming of Superman in that secondary.
So the Buffalo Bills, it plagued them in all of '84. It was a problem in the summer of '85. Mistakes.
This is a busy day in the life of the new Ford Escort, the most improved Escort ever. The new Ford Escort is more efficient, more powerful, more comfortable. And even though it's a new Escort, the name Escort is already world famous. In fact, here comes the only car in the world that outsells it.
Get 7.7 Plus at your Ford dealer now.
There are lots of furnaces you can choose for your home. But for the most efficient energy, forget all but the gas furnaces. And to cut energy costs further, consider only the high-efficiency gas furnaces. Of those, only one has advanced pulse technology, the Lennox Pulse Furnace. It will make your heating more efficient.
Take it from Dave Lennox. You can save a lot of gas with a Pulse. Attaboy, Dave!
Gas, America's best energy value.
No matter how hard you work, Right Guard can help keep you smelling good for up to 24 hours.
You work hard, you need Right Guard.
This is Brush Plus from Gillette. A shaving concentrate and brush in one. A brush to lift whiskers, a concentrate to soften them. A shave that is superior. Brush Plus for a superior shave.
Here's the situation. San Diego on a Curtis Adams 1-yard run, and a Dan Fouts to Eric Sievers 30-yard pass out in front of Buffalo, 14-9. For the Bills, field goals of 27, 34, and 29, and that has been it. Timmy Spencer. Reg, the Chargers believe that Tim Spencer will provide them with the finest blocking fullback that Don Coryell has had since John Cappelletti.
He's a very complete back, Phil. He can block, he can run the ball very well. He has good speed for a big man, and he catches the ball well. And in Curtis Adams, an outstanding compliment to the style of Tim Spencer. They have a good tandem.
3 of the 4 Charger running backs are rookies. Spencer, Anthony Steele, Curtis Adams. Fouts, what a delivery. He has got it out to Adams. And Adams is rolled down across the 28-yard line. Guy Frazier and Charles Romes on the stop. Good pressure by Bruce Smith, but he was just a bit late at getting to Fouts.
Watch the pursuit by this huge and talented first-round draft choice of the Buffalo Bills. Goes inside right there. Watch him get up off the turf and start to chase the play. Sorry, folks, we didn't get it.
Spencer, near side. He just takes Steve Freeman on, helmet to helmet.
Well, Coryell is alternating these two backs. Tim Spencer and Curtis Adams. Each offers something different, Phil, but both backs keep the ball going upfield. You very rarely see either of these two backs losing yardage.
There you see number 78, the rage in the cage. 2nd and 4. Right up the middle. That is Spencer. Spins his way to the midfield stripe and beyond before Darryl Talley knocks him down.
That's what I was trying to explain about the wisdom of play calling and having a Fouts at quarterback with all of his knowledge. You see where he's running the football straight up the field. He's not trying to get the ball outside where it's slippery. Now, Spencer, good move inside, big hole, strength, breaks a tackle. All great running backs must break tackles in the secondary.
Reggie, when you talk about running backs coming out of Big Ten schools, that's the only way they know how to run the football, particularly at Ohio State.
Got a great one there now, too.
That's Curtis Adams. Forget about it. Down at the midfield stripe, he'll lose a yard. You're talking about Keith Byers.
Yes, sir.
Ben Williams, the other outstanding defensive end on the other side of that Buffalo Bills line on the tackle. Ben in his 10th year out of Ole Miss.
Let me tell you right now what Dan Fouts is trying to do to this Buffalo Bills defense. He has told his offensive line, tighten your chin straps. Let's get physical, take it to the Buffalo Bills, because right now, fellas, we need to establish control of this football game. And I think he's getting it done by running the ball.
Fouts, he's just going to lay it up, wanting Chandler to run underneath it. And West can't get back to the ball.
Outstanding coverage that time by number 25 and number 26, Rod Hill and Charles Romes. Hill, the former #1 draft choice of the Dallas Cowboys, came here a year ago in a trade, was injured, never played. They have outstanding talent in their defensive secondary, too, because their #1 draft choice, Derek Barrows, suffering from an ankle injury, is supposed to be a great one.
3rd down and 11. Big play here. Fouts scrambling right, could run a ton. Look at that hole. He'll be shy of the 1st down, but not by much. Rod Hill came all the way up from his left corner position. Bruce Smith.
And if we can get a picture of Don Coryell right now, you'll see that he is arguing about that, because when a quarterback is out of the pocket and runs and hook slide, he is untouchable. And that's what Coryell is arguing about right now. He wants a penalty.
4th down and 5. Don Wilson back at his own 10-yard line. Ralph Mojenko will punt away with 11:53 remaining in the ball game. And he's angling for the near sideline. Will he get it? I believe he will. Oh, is that a beauty? At that 1.5-yard line. A 41-yard punt.
And what's that Ralph Benerska said to us this morning at breakfast, Phil? He said, listen, I finally got guys to call me by Ralph. Now we get a guy named Ralph.
I know I need life insurance, but I hate spending money on something I hope I'll never use and won't be around to enjoy if it ever is used.
Allstate Update. Universal Life. Allstate has life insurance that pays you for living. Allstate Universal Life. It protects your family if you die, and it can provide competitive earnings for your retirement.
So, my family's set if I'm gone, and I'm in the money if I stick around. I think I'll stick around.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
You know, I've been a beer drinker for a bunch of years. Like you, I've seen a lot of beer commercials. There's one beer that people loved before it was even advertised. You see, Coors was kind of the beer at my folks' place. People thought it was different, special. And that was true long before there were any jingles or promotions. It's the product people love, not the hoopla. You think about that. How many products can you say that about? Coors is the one.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford, who invites you to drive the new Ford Escort. Have you driven a Ford lately? By AT&T. In long-distance services, information systems, telephones, and computers, AT&T is the right choice. And by Prestone 2 Antifreeze. America goes with Prestone.
Right now, the Buffalo Bills will go with Vince Ferragamo from the 1.5-yard line. That is Greg Bell. He moves out behind Jim Richer and Justin Cross near the 5 and nothing more.
A totally uncomfortable feeling is for an offense to line up with their feet in their own end zone. They never like to do it. Outstanding punt by Moshenko as you look at another of those Hank Bulla rap sessions right there on the sideline. At the outset of this game, one of the key factors if Buffalo was to win was going to be possession of the football. Keep it away from Dan Fouts and company. Buffalo has had the ball 26 minutes, 19 seconds to 18:41 for San Diego. They're right on target.
The Bills with better than 7.5 minutes advantage in that department, but they are in the short end of this score. And Reggie, let's go back at what we talked about at the outset of our telecast. The Charger defensive unit. They have played very, very well today. They've been on the field a long time in very, very tough weather conditions.
It brings to mind a saying from a movie. Who are those guys? These fellas are playing good, tough, hard-nosed, hard-hitting football. They've caused turnovers at a very propitious moment for the San Diego Chargers, and they have kept the Bills at bay.
3rd down and 5. Chargers showing blitz. Now Jeffrey Dale backs up. So does Gilbert. Ferragamo in his own end zone. Oh, is he hit when he delivers it? Running underneath.
They'll never catch it.
It's Brookins.
He fumbled. Wow. Disaster almost struck again, Phil. The fastest man on this football field, bar none today, Mitchell Brookins, Big Ten sprint champion at Illinois. Once again, Ferragamo, the mad bomber, lets it fly again. Watch Brookins just flat run to the ball, makes a nice catch. Now he should be off to the races, but slips right there in the wet. Now the ball is flying down there. Anybody's ball. Buffalo back in position to score again.
A 46-yard completion to the Chargers' 47-yard line.
Ferragamo is racking up some numbers.
All the time in the world to throw. Andre Reed cannot get it inbound. Great coverage by Wayne Davis. Boy, for a rookie, Reggie, Wayne Davis showed me a little bit there, kind of just nudging Reed to the sideline.
In past years, the San Diego cornerback probably would have been outrun here. But no, Wayne Davis makes a step-for-step play right there with the brilliant rookie Andre Reed. Defenses that play. 21 of 32 for Ferragamo, 298 yards. He's as hot as a Mexican jail cell.
As a what? 9 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the ball game. Oh, we have got a dandy game. Andre Reed stops the clock at the 36-yard line. A gain of 12.
Right now, Phil, Ferragamo can't be stopped. The only way you're going to stop Ferragamo, as hot as he is right now, is to blitz him or to just disrupt his flow right now. You must get him out of the pocket, break his rhythm right now, because right now, I think he thinks he's in Hollywood.
Ferragamo, 310 yards. That's Bell. And again, as Reggie Rucker has said all afternoon long, the Bills continue to move the ball out to the wet spot on the AstroTurf. Let's go to New York and Bob Costas.
Still, in the next several minutes, we'll check the divisional races in baseball, starting with the American League East. Toronto beat Minnesota 10-9. Lloyd Moseby with 2 home runs. Niekro now has 299 career wins. The Yankees beat Oakland 9-6. Toronto maintains a game-and-a-half lead in that Eastern Division race. Phil?
Thanks, Bob, very much. 8:43 to play here at Rich Stadium. Phil Stone along with Reggie Rucker. Buffalo Bills trailing by 5, and they are moving the football. Chargers showing blitz, and they're going to be called for offside. Billy Ray Smith was right up on the defensive line.
False start, entire offensive line. Still second down.
And you can thank Billy Ray, third-year linebacker out of Arkansas, for the confusion.
Just too much confusion right now. This, again, is where the Bills have been prone to those mental mistakes that have kept them from scoring a touchdown. They do it once again here. This compounds the problem because now it's second down and about 15, and the San Diego Chargers will play their nickel anti-pass defense. Look at the penalty yard there. Bills 7 for 50. That points out what we're trying to say.
Second down and 15 from the 40. Bell. He got past John Hendy.
You know,
could not escape Carlos Bradley.
Excuse me, Phil. The Chargers are doing a smart thing right now. They're using the wet parts of the outside of the field as another defensive man. In other words, they're allowing the Bills to have the ball out there and forcing the runner back inside, and invariably the runner is slipping.
Third down and 10 now from the 35. Clock continues to run. We are inside 7 minutes and 43 seconds. From the shotgun. Ferragamo almost has it picked off by Hendy. Pass intended for Mitchell Brookins. I think Reggie Ferragamo was looking for a hook pattern, and Brookins kept running.
I think Ferragamo is looking for Jerry Butler, who isn't in the football game right now, because after he made that last sensational catch, he has a very bad cut on his arm, and I have not seen him enter into the ball game since that time. And that could be of drastic consequences to the Buffalo Bills offense.
Well, now the situation, Reg, is 4th down and 15 on the 35. 130 total yards for Greg Bell. What do you do if you're the Bills in this situation? Down by 5, 7.5 minutes to play. You're at the Charger 35.
Well, I've got Scott Norwood, my kicker. And you're talking about if we went for the field goal, you're talking about, let's see, they're on the 36, add 7 to that, 43, 53 yards. I probably would attempt it. I would go for the field goal.
Now there's a timeout on the playing field.
Delay of game. Offense. Decline. 4th down.
You know why some coaches take that penalty, Phil? Because they want to justify not going for the field goal. It's too far now for sure, so he has to punt it.
Now the Chargers could have forced the Bills back another 5 yards, but they don't want to give John Kidd the extra 5 yards to nail it in the corner. Kidd goes for it. Oh, he's got a beauty, Reg. That ball is inside the 5-yard line, I believe, or very close to it. They'll mark it at the 7-yard line. So the Chargers, like the Buffalo Bills a moment ago, will begin this drive from deep in their own end with 7 minutes and 29 seconds to play.
When it's icy cold and the wires are down and they're spitting sparks all over the ground, you gotta go. Can't fool around. That's why America goes with Prestone.
A fresh fill of Prestone 2 antifreeze fights freeze-up and rust-up, too. A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while the Prestone radiator looks this good. Get the Prestone difference.
America goes and goes and goes with Prestone.
Got to get up. Got to get away. It's time to Mustang. It's a Mustang kind of day. Got to feel it. In the right mood. Got a Mustang. Mustang attitude. Have you
Get 7.7 Plus at your Ford dealer now.
Jack Rafferty proves you just can't tell.
The fellas that I work with are pretty perceptive. They don't miss too much. No one had picked up the fact that the gray was gone from my hair. It was that simple. No one realized I was using the Grecian Formula 16. It was so gradual. The Grecian has a natural look about it. It's not a dye, it's a clear liquid. The questions most asked by the fellas at work were, what are you doing? You working out? Are you losing weight? And unless I told them I was using the Grecian Formula 16, they never would have guessed.
Grecian Formula 16. You just can't tell who's using it.
An American tradition continues. They were baseball's most exciting and colorful team. Known as the Gas House Gang, the Cardinals of St. Louis play their own brand of baseball and won. Now a new generation of Cardinals are racing towards the pennant as they meet the Cubs, or the Mets face the Expos. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
There's the scenario. 7:29 to play on the ball game. The Chargers, with a couple of first-half touchdowns, have made them both stand up. Fouts is nailed in the end zone. Jim Haslett put his helmet right into Dan Fouts' numbers, and down he went. Pass intended for Wes Chandler. I am impressed, Reggie, with this Bills defensive unit.
Got some young, outstanding players who have a nose for the football, and they're very hungry. I think they're looking for respectability in '85. They were embarrassed last year.
Joyner and Wes Chandler to the near side. There's the draw play. Curtis Adams moves it near the 15 and is swarmed under there. Donald Wilson, second year out of North Carolina State, and Steve Freeman combined to bring him down.
Dan Fouts.
Curtis Adams is hurt. Now we've talked about all the newcomers on both of these ball clubs, Reg. The San Diego Chargers with 23 new faces from a year ago today when they opened at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Clock stopped with 7:10 to play. It's the Chargers by 5.
Work, hard work. That's what it takes when you want to be what Manville people want to be. The best supplier America deals with, period. These are the hands of Manville people. 21,000 people who know that it takes more than first-rate products to make Manville a first-rate supplier. Those products have to be where you need them, when you need them. Yes, Manville is 21,000 people with one goal: to make Manville America's very best supplier.
You could choose Heineken solely because it's far and away Europe's favorite, and Europeans know their beer. Or you could choose Heineken because it's far and away America's #1 imported beer. Americans know their beer too. Or you could open it and pour it and choose it for the best of all possible reasons. Heineken is the best beer in the world.
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
Come on, take a ride, yeah. On your way, driving with some pride, yeah.
Buick Century. It's one of the rewards you get for playing the game and winning.
Coming down the road, yeah. Wouldn't you feel it so at home, yeah.
Buick Century. Rewarding to drive. Now available with 7.7% financing.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
The world's athletes have gathered in Rome to challenge, to strive, to conquer.
the world's athletes have gathered in Rome for the IAAF Grand Prix Championships. If it's special, it's on NBC Sports.
How long has it been since you've heard this kind of response to a Buffalo Bills football team? Try the fall of '81 when Buffalo went on to the AFC Divisional Playoffs. Since then, it has been a long dry spell for Bills fans. And the chant here is defense on 3rd down and 1. Anthony Steele, the rookie out of Nebraska, has the first down.
That's a situation where a quarterback like Dan Fouts will go in the huddle and he'll say to Ed White, the veteran of 17 years, Big Ed, listen, this is do or die time. We need a first down here to maintain possession of this football, keep this crowd at bay, and win this football game.
Take a look at these numbers. Ferragamo is winning the battle today, but Fouts and his offensive machine are winning the war. That is Spencer through the right side. He follows Dennis McKnight, Steve Freeman. Brings him down with help from Steve Aidlaw.
We said at the outset of our telecast, if the San Diego Chargers are to win the football game, the play from tackle to tackle has to improve in terms of the quality over 1984. It appears that they have had that on occasion, and there have been plays where they have broken down. Consistency is what they're looking for. Control of the football right now is paramount.
Joyner goes wide to the right. It is Chandler wide left. In motion is Holohan. That's Timmy Spencer. And the Bills won't allow him anything. Good pursuit by Bruce Smith. Guy Frazier on the tackle. Third down and 6. Chargers with possession. Let's go to New York.
All right, Phil, continuing to check those pennant races. In the National League East, Atlanta beat the Cardinals again 7-3. The Mets have just scored twice in the top half of the 8th at Dodger Stadium. 2 errors by Los Angeles shortstop Mariano Duncan setting it up. They lead 3-1 bottom of the 8th. If they hold on, they're within half a game of St. Louis.
Thank you, Bob. Dan Fouts on 3rd down and 6. But time now scrambles out. Unloads over the middle. Could be pass interference. No, there will be no call. And Charlie Joyner cannot believe it. Fouts is taken down. Joyner was hit at the 35-yard line and no foul. Don Smith, tremendous pressure on Fouts.
If you're the Chargers and you're playing away from home, the Bills are playing tremendous football, the crowd's behind them, you begin to get a little lump in your throat because you know there's a possibility of an upset here. Tight play just then. I know Joyner doesn't like it, but hey, this is the National Football League and it's tough everywhere.
Ralph Mojenko will punt to Andre Reed. And this guy can fly. Excellent punt. What hang time. Reed muffs the punt, but recovers. So the clock stopped with 4:52 to play. Here comes Ferragamo and the offensive unit of the Buffalo Bills. They have had the opportunities, and they have not been able to cash them in. Scores around the NFL today. Boy, there have been some outstanding ball games, Reg.
Giants appear to be awesome.
How about this one?
Biggest upset of the day. That in Miami.
St. Louis scored a touchdown in the closing seconds and then won it in overtime. Pittsburgh doing a dance on the Colts. Detroit by 1 over the Falcons. New England 6 over the Packers. How about this one? And Denver back on top of the Rams by 3 in the 4th period. A former Ram quarterback, Ferragamo. It is to Metzelars. He's got it at the 34-yard line near a first down.
You know, Pete Metzelars was a great basketball player. He was first-team Division II All-America. I think he holds the NCAA record for field goal percentage in a season and a career field. 6 feet 8 inches tall, a big target.
I was extremely surprised the Seahawks parted with Pete Metzelars. Here's 1st and 10. Here's the screen. Oh, Bell. Is he nailed? Billy Ray Smith. almost tiptoed right up to Greg Bell and just took a shot at him.
Billy Ray Smith is now seeing the entire picture defensively. Good recognition because he recognized this little sneak move by Greg Bell and puts a Rydell right in his chest. Rydell is the helmet, Bill.
I know that. Second down and 8. Ferragamo. He's had great protection all day.
Oh, nice play.
Andre Reed, the rookie out of Kutztown.
Nice move by the rookie from Kutztown State. He showed the poise of a veteran who has been around this league for a long time. He said to us that, listen, I've never played before more than 10,000 people, and that was against our big rivals, Lehigh and Lafayette. Well, he's playing a pretty big rival today, the San Diego Chargers, before some 70,000 people.
Well, this Bills offensive line, it is a veteran group of offensive folks, and they have performed well this afternoon. First and 10 at the 48. Mike Green has the football for the Chargers, and he's out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And now we have got a fight right in front of the Bills bench. It is Will Grant and the rookie Jeff Dale. Grant in his 8th year out of Kentucky. Jeffrey Dale, he doesn't care. Well, the word on Jeffrey Dale, Reggie, is that he is a hitter. He doesn't take any guff out of anybody.
That's right. Big fella picking on a little fella. And the little fella isn't backing down.
No.
That looks like Will Grant, the center from Kentucky, taking on Jeffrey Dale.
No flags are thrown. No flags at all. Ferragamo very dejectedly walks off the playing field.
But talk about the resiliency of the Charger defense. Once again, they make the big play defensively that they never made before.
First and 10, San Diego. 3:26 to play. That's Spencer. And you can bet the Chargers will keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock turning. Jim Haslett on the tackle.
If the Chargers should hang on, Phil, and win this football game, word will spread quickly around the National Football League about the San Diego Chargers' newfound defensive attitude. They have a tremendous bunch of hitters. 14-9, fourth quarter right here.
Well, as we said at the outset of our telecast, the Chargers will go as far as Dan Fouts will carry them. And Dan, while he has been hit today, he has been sacked a couple of times today, he by and large, Reg, has directed a very, very fine offensive attack. It's a first down at the 37-yard line. Eric Sievert, and he is just sandwiched by Haslett and Charlie Romes. A gain of 10 yards on the play. A first down at the 38.
And Buffalo played the type of game that we felt they had to play. Now, when you say ball possession, sometimes people think that the only way you can possess the ball is running. No, you can throw short passes. As long as you keep the ball and you keep the clock moving, that's ball possession. And I think Ferragamo and company did a fine job with that. It's just that they didn't make the play offensively when they needed to, i.e. the pass interception just a few moments ago.
Now Vince today, 40 attempts for 27 completions, 343 yards. Did not find the end zone, but found a couple of San Diego Chargers.
Well, you can't have a lot of comfort in statistics if you're going to win and be a winner in the National Football League. The only thing that matters in this game is wins, and that's what gets you to the Super Bowl.
And here's a man who knows an awful lot about winning, Dan Fouts. Now, Reggie, if the Chargers have one thing going for them other than their defense here in 1985, it would be their schedule. In the first 7 weeks of their schedule, they only faced one team that had a winning record a year ago, and that being Seattle. Well, next Sunday, we want to invite you again to join NBC Sports for more exciting NFL action. You'll see New England, Chicago, Buffalo, the Jets, Houston at Washington. Some outstanding ball games. It'll all be preceded by NFL Today with host Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad, and Pete Axtell. Reggie, you and I will be in St. Louis, where the Bengals and the Cardinals will lock horns. Also, baseball next Saturday afternoon, the Cardinals and the Cubs, or New York and Montreal. That's Curtis Adams, the rookie. Cuts it back inside and moves it inside the 35-yard line. Darryl Talley, Ben Williams on the tackle. I talked about San Diego's schedule, Reggie. They only play one winning team in the first 7 weeks, but they play that winning team twice. It's the Seattle Seahawks, the first of which comes next Sunday, and the San Diego Charger home opener. Clock stops. We are at the 2-minute warning. We'll be back.
AT&T, the right choice. The Bears, the league's leading defensive team, a challenge for 49ers coach Bill Walsh. Before the '84 NFC Championship game, Walsh made radical changes in his team's blocking, tactical decisions that would determine the outcome.
Some of you are being asked to choose a long-distance phone company. If you don't choose, someone's going to choose for you. And you know how that could make you feel. So if AT&T's clear long-distance connections and full services are important to you, send in your ballot. AT&T Long Distance, for over 100 years, when you reached out, we were there. And you can keep it that way by making the choice yourself.
Bill Walsh put an offensive lineman at blocking back, and it was Guy McIntyre's key block that sprung Wendell Tyler for a touchdown. Bill Walsh made the right choice. 49ers to the Super Bowl.
2 minutes to go in the ball game at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Bill Stone along with Reggie Rucker. The San Diego Chargers holding on to a 14-9 lead. The Bills, oh, they have had numerous opportunities, knocking on the door. And then mistakes. Turnovers.
They call this crunch time, Phil, because right now there's 2 minutes left to go in the game. The San Diego Chargers have the ball and a win if they can maintain possession. 31-0 in the fourth quarter. Raiders over the Jets. The Broncos 16-13 over the LA Rams.
So we're set to go on 2nd down and 7. 34. Tim Spencer is the lone setback. And he follows Dennis McKnight and the Chief. Sam Clapham through the right side. Not much. Reg, you want to take a moment to thank our producer, Glenn Adamo. Job well done, the entire crew.
We've been the beneficiaries of some great pictures today, Phil.
I'm telling you. The final, the Raiders over the Jets, 31-0 at the Coliseum. That's the situation here with 1:50 to play. San Diego over the Buffalo Bills, 14-9. But Reggie, I am sure Kay Stevenson and the fans here in Buffalo would certainly admit they have seen an awful lot of good things from their ball club today.
This is a totally different football team for the Buffalo Bills. They're explosive defensively as well as offensively. I think you're going to hear big things from Bruce Smith in 1985. John Coryell on the left, Kay Stevenson on the right with the headset on.
And as you talk about the man on the right, Kay Stevenson, by and large, Reggie, as you crystal ball the '85 season, your thoughts on this Buffalo Bills unit?
If I were the owner here of the Buffalo Bills, I would be looking for considerable improvement, not to make a major move toward any of the contenders, but look to take this team and put it in position for the next draft, then to be a contender in '86.
Good point. 3rd down and 3. That's Anthony Steele, the lone running back. He's got the football. Oh, does he get hammered? Don Smith on the tackle. Don Smith took on Sam Clapham, the right tackle, and just nailed him. So the clock stops with 1:40 to play. We'll be back to Rich Stadium in a moment.
I hate errors, even when I paint something. That's why I like Krylon spray paint. Look, spray this one with Krylon, this one with this other brand. Krylon goes on smooth, professional. No runs, no drips, no errors.
Hey, that's baseball talk.
That's Krylon talk. 12 minutes later, Krylon's dry to the tackle. An hour later, the other one's still wet, see? Krylon for a smooth, fast, professional finish.
The Tuesday Night Bowling League is about to start. They'll stuff themselves with pepperoni pizza and hoagies. But soon, that's going to catch up with them. Whether it's Cliff's heartburn or Paul's upset stomach, the one that coats is the only one they need. Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it relieves heartburn, upset stomach, even relieves diarrhea. Pepto-Bismol. For most common stomach discomforts, the one that coats is the only one you need.
Now Charles Romes, the right corner for the Buffalo Bills, is still down, and Reggie, it appears to be an upper leg problem, and there is some extreme pain being registered on the face.
I've been in that position so many times, and you just have to think back and say to yourself, this is a tough sport to play.
Reg, what goes through your mind? Do you recall, can you remember what goes through your mind when you're in that exact situation? Does your whole football life start to pass?
It really does. Everything flashes in front of you because you know that your livelihood and the one thing that you love more than anything else, this game of professional football, may be jeopardized, particularly when you're as incapacitated as Charles Romes is here. What a fine player he is, and a very tough guy, and one of the best support cornerbacks against the run in the business.
Well, his 5 interceptions a year ago led this Bills unit, and they will sorely miss Charles Romes. All right, time is back in, 1:40 to play. It is 4th down and a little more than 1 for San Diego. That Steals with the football.
Oh,
and
what a
last shy. He is across for the first down.
Excuse me, Phil, did you see that last-second lunge by Steals?
It is short of the first down.
Oh, I tell you.
What a shot Lawrence Johnson laid on Anthony Steele. Short of the first down by about a half a yard.
What do you think about that call by the San Diego Chargers?
Well, the personality of this ball club in past years, Reg, would have dictated a pass to the big man.
Yes.
Kellen Winslow.
Yes. But I'll tell you something else. It may indicate to us the confidence that they have already with this new defense. Because you just don't do that unless you know that you can stop that offensive team from scoring, because the team with the ball right now could win the football game.
Well, that's all that man right there wanted, was one more shot to pull it out. He's got 1:33 to go 71 yards. That's Greg Bell. Sets up the screen to the 30-yard line and is knocked down at the 37. Mike Green on the tackle. Clock continues to run. Let's go to New York for this update.
All right, Phil, moments ago at Wrigley Field in Chicago, after a long rain delay, Pete Rose came up with the game tied 5-5, and evidently we don't have that tape.
That's Bell, and he is knocked down at the 35-yard line. Mike Green again on the hit.
Jerry Butler is on the football field, but he looks less than 100%.
Butler, Brookins, and Reed the wideouts. 3rd and less than 1. The ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it cannot be caught by Booker Moore. So now it is 4th down and 1. Let's go to New York and Bob Costas.
All right, once again, let's update you on this Pete Rose situation in the top half of the 9th at Wrigley Field after a long rain delay. He fans against Lee Smith on a 2-2 pitch. Pete is now 2 for 5. Darkness is becoming a factor at Wrigley Field. Game tied at 5 in the 9th.
That's Bell. He's into the Chargers secondary. He has the first down at the midfield stripe, and the clock stops with 39 seconds to play.
When the game is on the line, when you have an opportunity to win, give it to the guy that brought you here. That, for the Buffalo Bills, would be either Greg Bell Oh, Jerry Butler. Now, Butler is hurting, so he will probably be out of the picture in terms of anything in the passing game. So they're trying to get the football to Greg Bell in as many ways as they can. I think it's a good idea.
Bell, 11 catches for 72 yards. Butler, 4 catches for 140 yards. First down, Ferragamo. Near side, that's Van Williams. And again, does he get out of bounds? No, he does not.
Poor decision by Van Williams not to take that ball out of bounds.
Clock is running. 24, 23, 22. Ferragamo, he's just going to throw it out of bounds. Van Williams cost his ball club, Reggie, about 13 seconds.
Just not a very smart move in that situation. You want to get out of bounds. And Ferragamo, on the other hand, should have called timeout. He has 3 timeouts left. With only 16 seconds remaining in the football game, time is precious.
Ferragamo on the day, 30 out of 44 for 359 yards. Yet the Bills have yet to score a touchdown.
There's not much time for the medium-range plays, Phil. They're going to have to throw the football down the field.
4 wide receivers in the ball game out of the shotgun. Ferragamo, sideline. It is caught there by Eric Richardson.
They kept him in bounds. Call timeout.
They're not going to get a timeout call. And the ball game is over. The ball game is over. The Buffalo Bills have been defeated by the San Diego Chargers. The final score, San Diego on 2 first-half touchdowns. Played extremely tough defense, Reggie, to knock off the Bills 14-9.
Well, because of the conditions here, Phil, and the pandemonium going on, we could not determine the actual timeouts left.
All right, that's it here. Let's go now to the final of the Denver-Los Angeles game.
San Diego and Buffalo here in Anaheim. Let's hear a call first.
Holding, number 54, offense, penalty accepted, repeat first down.
The story here, Len Berman along with Dave Rowe. We have 1:13 remaining. The Rams have taken a 4-point lead.
This is the kind of pressure that John Elway has had all day long. He had to step up there, threw the ball, and he has been down on the ground. His uniform is not clean.
The entire Denver offense in the second half, just 95 yards. They had 2 good touchdown passes late first half. Elway from the shotgun. In trouble, avoids Gary Jeter. And avoids Jeter a second time. The clock continues to run on this scramble. And finally down, Gary Green. Not only did it cost the Broncos in terms of yardage, but in terms of time, as Charlie DeJournay is down for the Rams.
I think he's out of gas.
For those of you who joined us from Buffalo, San Diego winning 14-9.
Well, it's really important here that John Elway keeps presence of mind of what he's doing. He just cannot do what he just did. It takes too much time. He's got to get rid of the ball. He's got to throw it, and you just don't drop down with the ball in that situation. You've got to get rid of it. There's only 50 seconds left, 49 seconds left on the clock. Now, Butch Johnson is probably one of their premier receivers. Now, he's trying to come back and get into play. What you want to do here as a wide receiver is you want to run around, wave your arms, and try to get open. But now, this is what's happening to Elway. Now, watch Butch Johnson here. He realizes that Elway is scrambling. Now, there's Butch Johnson waving his hands. He's trying to come back. See, right there, he's waving his hands. Now you just want to run to an open place. See, wave my hands, and there I am open. Throw it to me. Don't go down with it.
Charlie DeJournay coming off the field under his own power now for the Rams, but Los Angeles has charged a timeout because that injury occurred in the last 2 minutes. So the Rams now down to 1 timeout. The Broncos have 2nd and 25 all the way back at their 33.
Well, they have to realize that they're not going to pick up 25 yards unless they really break somebody and have a defensive secondary failure. So they've got to pick up somewhere in the 16 to 18 yard pattern and try to pick up that distance and then pick up the rest on 3rd and 4th down.
Dan Ridge will never wear a tie again. His tie debut fails here. 2nd and 25 from the 33. Going to Gerald Wilhite. Wilhite all the way up to the 48. They picked up a bunch of it.
That's exactly the play that I would have run. Now they should use a timeout here, or they got to quickly get on the ball. They've got 2 timeouts left, but you want to pick up 16, 18 yards. Now you go for the first down.
3rd and 9. Elway completing to Butch Johnson inside the 30 with 19 seconds. And they take a timeout with 18 seconds left. A 24-yard pickup to Butch Johnson all the way down to the 29. Clutch play by Elway.
It was a clutch play by Elway, but you have to give credit to these deep offensive linemen for Denver. They have been out there. They're tired. You can see them. They're all bending down. But watch the time that Elway has. That's why Butch Johnson has time to come across the field. It is a clutch reception, but it's not a great reception, but it's a clutch reception. But the time that he had to throw, that's the thing that really made the play.
We have 18 seconds left. Remember, a field goal does Denver no good. Rich Karlis missed an extra point in the first half and hit the upright. That extra point missed means that the Broncos need 6 here, and they have 18 seconds and 29 yards to get it, and 1 timeout left.
That 1 timeout is the biggest thing. It's awfully hard to get 30 yards with 1 timeout because you're not going to beat them deep. They're dropping back. They're in what they call a nickel defense, where they're running 5 defensive backs back there trying to cover the wide receiver. So they have got to pick up in the range of 15 to 18 yards, try to get down there, then they can throw into the end zone. But you don't throw a touchdown strike here. You try to get down to about the 15, 18-yard line. But as you said, that extra point we talked about earlier, it's something that's always taken for granted, but it is probably one of the biggest plays in football.
First down at the 29. Elway out of the shotgun. Just 18 seconds remain. Denver trails by 4. And motion on the far side.
The Rams were offside here, obvious, but the offense has to react to it, so they could call it on the offense. It all depends whether he initiated the contact from the defensive player. That's what they're discussing right now.
They lost a second on the clock. Still 17 seconds left.
Ball starts. Right tackle.
Did go against Ken Lanier.
See, if he jumps off sides and he doesn't initiate the contact, then it's the offensive man. If he jumps with him, it's his fault. He's allowed to if he makes contact. If you want to talk about a hot and heavy game, watch the linemen here. Look in the middle here. They're mad. Push you right in the face. Get your face out of my huddle. Look right here.
18
That's
seconds.
Billy Bryant.
18 seconds.
And the official doing what he should.
It was false start. Right tackle. Still first down.
And the clock must be reset that second they lost to 18 seconds, says referee Gordon McCarter. So Dan Reeves faced with 1st and 15 at the 34, but really the downs don't mean anything next. It's the number of yards, and it's 34 yards and 18 seconds to go.
Well, I'm going to call a pattern here. I think they're going to go to Watson on a post. I don't know why, but I just think they've got to go to him on a post play.
He's been their bread and butter man. Over the middle for Watson, nearly intercepted. Eric Harris. So you called it, Dave, looking for Watson. Eric Harris nearly picked it off, and now 13 seconds remain.
Well, it's important for a wide receiver not only to be a great pass catcher, but also to stop an interception. And that time Watson did. He stopped the interception, which could be a big play. Because it gives them another opportunity. They do have second down. But the thing about that Watson pass is that if I knew it, the Rams certainly knew it too, and they covered him very well. They rotated their defense towards him. They've got a lot of respect for him.
From the shotgun, 13 seconds and 34 yards to go. Firing for Watson. 4 seconds left. Vince Newsom covering. The Broncos will have one last try.
Oh, if you want to talk about a close play, watch Watson on this play. He's in heavy traffic. He's going to come down. break in towards the post. Now you see him coming again. Elway sees him coming into the pocket here. Now watch the tail end of this play. He almost makes an unbelievable catch. There's the ball. He tries to get it again. Oh boy, that was really close. That would have given them the ball on the 4-yard line, which is exactly what they want. Now they have to go all the way to the end zone. It's got to be either a defensive penalty or they have to throw a touchdown strike.
How large does that missed extra point in the first half loom now? The Rams lead by 4 without Eric Dickerson. John Elway with a last chance from the shotgun. Throws it up for grabs.
There's a tip play.
Someone came down with it. The Rams, interception. Gary Green. The Rams win it, 20-16. So for Dave Rowe, Len Berman, our producer George Finkel, director Bob Levy, the Rams beat the Denvers, and they hold off Elway 20-16. Thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Much more drama can you get into a ball game? Pete Rose with a tying run at second base, 1 down. Last of the 8th inning, and his team is trailing 3-2.
Well, he said he wanted to make it significant. A base hit here certainly would be.
4,192 as it's out there. Let's wait. Outside for a ball. Boy, those flash balls popping all over the stadium every time Rose comes up and a ball is thrown to the plate. 3-2 ball game, bottom of the 8th. The 1-0 count to Pete. Left field, coming on fast, and Carmelo has it. Rose, in a bid for a base hit, doesn't get it as Carmelo cut the gap down nicely and hauled it in. So Rose is out on a line drive to left field. He is 0 for 4 tonight. And here comes manager Dick Williams with Dave
Spencer, number 43. Now, Tim Spencer is one of those bang-away type guys and has adequate speed, but he's a tremendous blocker. Charlie Joyner is found out here. Now, Charlie Joyner, tremendous athlete. What can you say about that guy? He just does everything well.
Almost scored, 1-yard line.
Curtis Adams, one of the 8th-round draft choice. Not bad. Good runner. Bust the ball for the score.
First drive, 7-0. Now the Bills had the ball.
Ferragamo was back to pass, and him and Butler, it was a show. I know.
Well, go ahead. What was it?
Well, one time last year, I called in and I asked if any of the linebackers were real good kickers.
Yes.
And you two kind of poo-pooed and had yourselves a laugh.
Well, you can't see, you got to look at linebackers. You got to look at anybody on defense. I poke a lot of fun at defensive players. But in practice, a lot of the guys like Eric or Billy Ray or other people, they can kick the ball. They fool around with it, and, yeah, they can do it.
Well, I'll tell you, I sat here and had myself one heck of a good laugh when Billy Ray put that through the uprights. Not once, but twice.
Okay, but that was really an inappropriate question on your part. Because probably 6 weeks from now, you'll call the same show and you'll say, are there any offensive linemen that can kick? And there's probably some guy out there now that in high school was a kicker, and if some situation comes up, he'll try to get his shoe off or something like that, and immediately Pat and I will sue you. Now, do you have a question for Eric Sievers, who is not a kicker?
I think she had one.
Well, he is a kicker. I wanted to pat Eric Sievers on the back, and I wanted to ask Pat a question.
Okay, make it tough.
Well, not real. Well, it is tough in a way. How long do you expect Ralph Benirschke to be out?
Well, I don't know the extent of his injury, but if we're bringing in kickers and he goes on injured reserve, it looks like it could be 4 weeks.
That doesn't sound good at all.
No, not at all, you bet.
Well, I'll break out the champagne and start toasting and see if that'll help.
Okay.
Now, do you have a question for Mr. Sievers?
Well, she had one for Pat.
No,
Well,
I just
okay.
wanted to tell Eric that he did a heck of a good job Sunday.
As usual.
And please do it again, Eric.
Good teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll go to the next line. Good evening. You're on Chargers Talk with Eric Sievers.
Hi, I have a comment and a question for Eric.
Okay.
Basically, I'm really a big fan of quarterback Ed Luther, and I thought he played really good the last 5 games last year. And I was kind of surprised the Chargers didn't make more of an effort to go after him, both last year in the offseason and then this year. I wonder if you have any comments on that.
Actually, I'm a good friend of Ed's, too. He got me to move up to La Costa just so we could carpool down together, and then he moved away, and so now I'm putting 6,000 miles on during the season.
He had an offer from the other league that really couldn't have been matched by the Chargers in a backup capacity. He was paid a lot of money, and I think he weighed both options of staying in San Diego as Dan Fouts' backup for another 3 years or so, and he weighed the opportunity of being able to play and being able to start and get some game experience. And he was really concerned about it, but I think when you start looking at your future and you start looking at the money you're going to be making in the future after football, well, he had an opportunity that he really couldn't refuse. And so this year he made quite a bit. He had a nice signing bonus, and next year I think he had one of those Steve Young guarantees where you know, the money is going to be too right to pass up. And you can't pay a backup quarterback the same amount you're paying as the starter, especially if the starter is the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Well, but money aside, I don't think anybody, you, Ed Luther, anybody, wants to make a career being a backup.
No.
So he had a chance by going to the other league to be the guy, to
Although
be a starter.
Don Strock has made a fantastic career being a backup, and so did Earl Morrall.
Okay, but I don't think Don Strock ever wanted to be a backup or
No, he
Earl
didn't,
Morrall.
but I think he finally said to himself, well, look, this is going to be my job, and I think I can play a role here, and I can help this team win. And I think Ed could have done that with this team also, but not at the price tag, I think, that he wanted.
Now, by the same token, if Ed is successful in the other league, and his contract either expires or the league folds,
he can come
by
back
being a
here.
starter, he can come to the NFL and then be in a better position.
Right.
So I can't really
He
fault
weighed,
him.
he weighed a lot of options, and it was a tough decision for him. Although it's tough to turn down instant, you know, joining whatever it is, 10% of the United States, the people in the United States is now.
Now he can
But,
send, yeah, but with the money he's got, he can send a limo for you to take you to practice.
That's right. No.
And should. Let's go to the next line. Good evening. You're on Chargers Talk with tight end Eric Sievers. Hello.
Hello. When is Dan Fouts going to retire?
When is Dan Fouts going to retire? And does Dan consult you?
Dan doesn't tell me about that too often, but I think, you know, he has to keep his body away from the defensive lineman as much as possible because he has taken a lot of shots, and he's taken a lot of shots this preseason. It does start to take its toll on a guy that stands back in the pocket, and just a pocket passer is the type of guy that's retiring with a knee injury or a shoulder injury, and which are injuries that he's been receiving the last few years. Hopefully he'll stay around at least as long as I'm here, and I like to think of myself as a young ball player and like to think that I'll be on the team for some time. But, you know, I don't even want to say a number because I don't want to disappoint him.
Okay, we're running short of time. A couple of quick questions for you. First of all, Seattle this Sunday, a team that beat you twice last year.
Well, that's going to be tough. They played a good ball game, a tough ball game. And, you know, their defense is always tough. Offensively, they match up very well. They have Kurt Warner back. I don't know what his status is on how well he's running now. But, you know,
He ran well last
real
Sunday
well.
against
He ran
Cincinnati.
well, and although we had a tough runner in Greg Bell. And I think our defense will be rising up to the occasion. Hopefully, offensively, we'll come to life. Last year, we didn't. We only scored, 17 points in 2 ball games. One game we got blanked. You can't make excuses, and there shouldn't be any. And hopefully, we won't have any, you know, come Sunday.
Okay, and then one final question. Sievers receivers.
St. Vincent de Paul, that's pledges we're doing this year. Hopefully, again, we'll have another successful season like we did last year. I donate $25 per catch every time I make a catch, and $25 every time I score a touchdown. So this past game cost me $100, but it's all to a worthwhile cause, St. Vincent de Paul, and it's helped the people that are homeless. And
they're trying to build a new facility.
We're trying to build a new facility. That's what it is for the rescue facility in downtown San Diego. Also, I don't like to toot my horn, but I'm up for Chargers man. I am the Chargers Man of the Year. My wife told me to say that because I don't say those type of things enough. And so when it comes time to ballot, punch my little, punch my ticket, not in my mouth, but you know, and you know.
In other words, he is this year's Chargers Man of the Year nominee. So when it comes time to vote, vote for Eric Sievers as NFL Man of the Year.
Yes. What that is just what players in each of the 28 cities is doing for their city and their community. We have a number of fine, you know, charitable organizations that all the players take part in. But, you know, I think a lot of the ones that I've been taking part in deserve enough of the credit and deserve some of the recognition, too. And so the Chargers were nice enough to, you know, make me their nomination. I'm very proud of that.
Excellent. Good choice, too. Eric, thank you very much. Eric Sievers, our guest. You'll see him Sunday against Seattle. Pat and I, you'll see in just a couple of minutes.
Hello, I'm Fred Lewis. Good to see you.
And welcome back to Chargers Talk. Well, week number 1 of the NFL is all over. There was no surprises at all. 49ers, you knew, would lose to Minnesota. Miami, everybody said they'll lose to Houston, right? And furthermore, everybody said Dallas will just crunch the Redskins. So everything went to form, right?
Yes.
What a weekend.
Great weekend. Good, good weekend for football. There was the upsets. I like that.
Yeah. So now, week number 2. And again, Pat and I, will, as we did the last couple of years, we will have our predictions for you. You don't have to necessarily agree with us, which shows smarts on your part. But the weekend starts early. It actually starts day after tomorrow. There is a Thursday game this week, and it's an AFC West game, the Raiders in Kansas City in KC.
You asked me who I think's going to win?
I'm just laying that kind of a lead line out for you.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
Kansas City will beat the Dickens out of the Raiders.
Is this your pick of the week?
This is my pick.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you. Even though Kansas City's improved, I'm picking the Raiders.
Okay.
All right, now we go to Sunday. Sunday, we got our normal round of ball games. Let's stay in the AFC. Buffalo Bills, whom just saw last week, play at the Jets. That's an AFC East battle.
The Jets don't have an offensive line. I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills defensive line is just going to win.
All right, I will agree with you there. The mighty Indianapolis Colts play at Miami at the Orange Bowl.
Well,
both coming off losses.
I think Miami will spring
Somehow.
back. Yeah, I'll have to take Miami, Ron.
Okay, final score, 6-3. All right, I'll agree. Now, Atlanta plays at San Francisco. The 49ers will have thrilling workouts this week.
Hey, that's going to be a good game. Atlanta's not that bad, but I'm still going to take San Francisco.
All right, I have to agree with you there. Dallas Cowboys, fresh off a big win over Washington last night, go on the road to Detroit.
Well, Dallas won too big. I'm a little worried about that. Dallas going to Detroit. I better go with Dallas.
Okay, I would agree there. Los Angeles Rams beating Denver, impressive win last Sunday at Anaheim without Eric Dixon. They go to Philadelphia, where Jaworski got sacked 8 times.
Yeah, I think the Rams are going to beat the Eagles.
You do?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, with that big upset win, go down to Tampa Bay,